Hello, good evening and welcome to Leeds, the Headingley Carnegie Stadium for the Rugby League Nines finals. We've got 8 teams here, we've got 10 games for you back to back, and they're all fighting it out to become the 2012 champions. Let's take a look at the teams that have made it here today and what a lineup we've got for you. We've got the defending champions here, Warrington, and of course we've got Super League representatives as well. We've got current Super League champions, the Leeds Rhinos. We've got the London Broncos here as well. Also got Wigan doing very, very well, the Challenge Cup winners. And we've got a Cumbria side here. And also representing the Championship, we've got Featherstone here as well. So some fast-paced rugby for you all to look forward to. This is the order of how we're going to play the game. So we've got our quarter-finals coming up first, with Leeds and London kicking things off. So 4 games there. Then on to the plate semi-finals. The semi-finals, we've also got a plate final. Before we have the very exciting fastest man competition, let's see who the fastest man is in rugby league. And then of course the very important Nines final to see who will be the 2012 champions. So much to look forward to here tonight in Leeds. And a different game to what we're used to here, of course, on Premier Sports. To talk us through it tonight, our very special guest, and to give his expert opinion here as well, is former Wigan and Witness man, very superstar that we have here. Thank you very much, Martin Afire, for joining us.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
This is a discipline that you're very much used to, isn't it?
Well, I haven't actually played in nines, but I've played in sevens, and I know in any form of shortened rugby, you really do need your fitness. We're going to see a lot of young men really going into their reserve tanks tonight. There's going to be a lot of speed, a lot of agility. We're going to see a lot of young superstars trying to make a name for themselves in the games. As you mentioned earlier, we've got the Rugby League's fastest man competition, so there'll be a couple of young bucks hoping to make their name in that competition. And, it's been a fantastic round-robin competition before, all the top 8 got to this situation. Wigan probably, maybe I'm a bit biased, but they haven't lost a game in this competition. I think they're 12 for 12 going into this. Wakefield, another team I'm interested to see. They've only lost 1 game, So both top teams from both conferences going together. I think in the first game we've got Leeds Rhinos up against the London Broncos, and there's a match-up that I'm hoping to see. Amari Carrow from the London Broncos up against Jamal Chisholm, who I think he won the fastest man in rugby league competition back-to-back for 2 years before Jody Broughton won it last year. So yeah, some interesting matchups, some exciting players, some that Premier viewers would have seen before, like Brad Singleton. He was, I think, on loan at Dewsbury earlier in the season, so that viewers might have seen him. So yes, some players you might have seen, a lot of players you haven't seen, but look out for maybe seeing the new Sam Tonkins.
Well, there we go. Well, we have had 96 games, 16 festivals and 4 Tuesday nights dedicated to where we get to where we are tonight. It is a little bit different, as we said, some rule changes from what we're used to seeing here on Premier Sports, but we've got someone that will talk us through it. Let's hand up to the commentary box for the first time and introduce David Oakes.
Thanks, Natalie. Well, it's still 2 halves. It's still a game of 2 halves. No change there, but 7.5 minutes aside. No break, no pussyfooting around at the interval. Straight turnaround and straight back into it. All penalties are tap penalties. There'll be a pink match ball being used. There's no scrums, just handovers. The dummy half can't get tackled in possession either. I think the best innovation, if you like, of the Nines, when a try is scored, the team that scores that try can opt for a power play, and instead of taking the conversion, which is a drop kick conversion for goal, they can choose to take the power play. The ref will wave his hand above his head in a circular motion, and that team then has one play only, to try to score another try, and that is an additional 4 points. So those are the rules. We've got 10 matches for you. Alongside me for all of them is the York City Knights player coach Chris Thorman. Now, Chris, you've played in the Nines format competition. In fact, you've won it. You've won it with 2 clubs, haven't you?
I have, yeah. Actually, I won it with Huddersfield in 2007 and Hull FC in 2008. It's an interesting concept. It's a no-nonsense concept. Very few stoppages in play. Like Martin says, you have to be very fit. And it's certainly going to be interesting in seeing some of the interpretations of the new rules by the players. I would suggest that the most successful teams tonight will be the ones that interpret the new rules to their benefit.
And the power play, I mean, it's intriguing, isn't it? I mean, what would be your view on that. If you scored out wide, would you probably go for the power play? If you scored in front of the post and were virtually guaranteed, if you like, a couple of points extra from the conversion, you might take the kick?
More than likely. I'd suggest that if teams score under the post, then they'll more than likely take the 2. If they score out wide, drop kicks, as a kicker myself, I'm well aware of how tough they are from the sidelines. They're more than likely to sort of run the power play and see if they can score an additional 4 points.
And what can the teams get out of this? Because we've got a lot of young players out there tonight.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see sort of the young up-and-coming Super League and Championship players. I'm expecting to see some really good athletes on show. It's exciting, and I guess this is a bit of a pathway into playing first grade.
Well, I think we've a long night ahead of us. We've a lot of commentary to do, Chris. I'm sure we're both going to enjoy it. We'll get the water in and make sure we've taken plenty of liquids on board. Back to you, Natalie.
Thank you very much, Dave. Well, of course, we're used to seeing the likes of Chris Thorman. We're also going to see a few players here that we have seen on Premier Sports before, the likes of Liam Hood and Brad Singleton, who we saw last week with Dewsbury. A few other players that will be familiar. We know who Martin is looking forward to seeing, of course, Featherstone. We're looking forward to seeing them, of course, because we watched them in the Championship. But also another team, Cumbria, which has been made up from players from 3 different sides. And a little bit earlier, I caught up with their coach, Don Gaylor. Well, Don, just kind of explain to us how this has worked for you, because players from 3 different teams coming together. So how has it worked? Have you all been kind of competitive between you? You've all been kind of working alongside each other?
Well, competitive week-to-week basis, but we've all come together as a representative side from Cumbria, and I think that's magnificent. You know, you can be enemies one day, and then the moment you pull on a joint jersey, everything changes, and it's been a fantastic carnival, the way the guys have bonded and come together. It's been tremendous for the area. And
just tell us the journey that you've had in this competition to get to today.
Well, bit of a mixed one. We've sort of played our first couple of Tuesdays against the likes of Salford and St Helens, and did all right there. And we snuck in on the back of a win against St Helens last week into the 4, but now that we're here, we want to do really well.
Who do you think the main competitors are going to be, though, today?
Oh, from what I've seen, Wigan have gone through undefeated so far. I think Leeds have got a good side out there, but if you look through the program on everyone, I think everyone's got some fairly handy players there, and I know even in our team, we're going to give it a bit of a shake.
And what do you kind of take from this? Because you can see that you can work together at this level. Does this kind of pave the way for something more substantial in the future?
Well, I think it's been spoken about a long time as a Super League team in Cumbria, and it'd be magnificent to get to that stage. But obviously a lot of work's got to be done. A lot of people have got to be on board to get there. But I think it's a precursor to it. It's good the way that everyone drops their loyalties when it comes together in a rep situation, and everyone's really proud to represent the county.
All the very best for tonight.
Thank you very much.
So Don Gaylor speaking to me a little bit earlier. Martin, I have to ask you, I mean, Cumbria made the final last year. They've obviously done very well to make it to get here today. Does it pave the way for them to perhaps emerge and make a team for the Super League, do you think, in the future?
Without a doubt, you know, a lot of people didn't like the word merger in rugby league, but Cumbria in this competition, they're showing that it can work. I think there's a little bit of pressure on them to do well, to show the rugby league public and the Premier viewers what a Cumbrian team can do. So I think there's a little bit of pressure on them, but I'm sure they're going to enjoy this experience.
And of course, we've not just got the Rugby League Nines Championship to decide, but also the fastest man. I know you've got a bit of pace on you yourself. You don't fancy running out there today?
No, I'm getting a bit old, but when I saw Thierry Albert's name down there, I thought maybe I could get my boots on again. But no, there's some fantastic athletes in that race. I'm surprised that Jamal Chisholm, who was the 09-010 winner, he's not in the competition, but they've got Ben Jones-Bishop, who's pretty nifty, and he won't be playing, so he'll be fresh and ready for that. Jody Broughton, the Salford City Reds winger, who's been doing fantastically well this season, scored some exclusive tries. He's back to hopefully retain his title. I know there's a young lad from London, Amari Caro, 6'3" winger, who is going to be pretty much up there, or there could be a name who we don't know about. But as I say, I hear that Thierry Albert's fit, but I won't be putting my money on him to win.
Well, as you say, Jody Broughton there defending his title, but yeah, Thierry's going to be fantastic. 41, I believe he's one of the fittest officials. Well, I'll take their word for it. I mean, have you had any experience of him before? He normally referees Super League games, doesn't he?
Yes.
Would you like to comment on his fitness?
I comment on his fitness. I know he's very fit, and I was speaking to somebody in the crowd before, and they said they saw him training, I think, somewhere in Dubai or something, and he looked very fit, even in the heat. So expect him to be fit, but I say the explosive fitness, when you see some of these athletes walk out of this tunnel, they dwarf me. I was playing back in the 90s, and rugby league really has kicked on, and when you see the physique of these athletes up close, it's absolutely incredible, and some of them are actually wingers.
Okay, more from Martin and more from here at the Headingley Stadium. We've got the first games here, the quarter-finals, and our first game will be Leeds against London. 3 more games after that, but 10 games altogether back-to-back to decide the Rugby League 9's champions. Join us in 3 moments.
Against Featherstone Rovers. Featherstone Rovers from the Championship. They actually only won 4 of their 12 matches in qualifying. Wigan, 12 out of 12. Just to bring you up to date, if you are just tuning in to Premier Sports and our coverage here from Headingley of the Rugby League 9s, the score so far in the quarterfinals: Leeds 22, London 12, Wakefield 10. Cumbria 10, Wakefield 0. Sorry, I'd written that down the wrong way around. And Warrington 8, Hulkingston Rovers 14. So we have had a couple of shocks, but Chris Thorman, this would be the shock to end them all, really.
It absolutely would be. You always admire watching the Wigan side. They were televised last night. Everybody tunes in to watch them. These are the stars of the future. There's potentially a Sam Tompkins, a Josh Charnley of the future out there. I know they're only young men in themselves, but exciting to watch this Wigan side, and particularly it's against one of the championship sides and one of the best championship sides. So it's going to be interesting to watch this one.
Well, that team of combined Championship 1 players from Cumbria did that county proud by beating Wakefield. I wonder if Featherstone can do Yorkshire proud here against the mighty Wigan. Remember, they gave them a great game, didn't they, in the Challenge Cup at what was Post Office Road, Big Fellas Stadium, and they've got the ball back immediately from the kickoff there. Now Wigan with Liam Carberry. Leather Barrow is the scrum half. Goes to his right and finds Williams. Very, very close. That is the line, the actual try line. So they're very close to scoring. They were out of the blocks very, very quickly there, the Featherstone defence, but the referee said that was A-OK, and a mistake from Wigan, and that's allowed Featherstone possession. And they'll be glad to get through a first set of 6 here, I think.
I think they will. They'll be very glad at how they defended that. They showed a bit of intensity off the try line there. So well done to them for that.
Little mix-up.
Still got it. Featherstone managed to retain possession there.
Yeah, Kirk did really well there, actually. Rob Kirk. Bit of play from Bussey, but he can't get in the offload there. I think if they can compose themselves, Featherstone, and play out a decent first set, I think they'll take a lot of heart from that. Here's Mvadudu.
Done really well to hold on to that ball after the offload there.
He's a talented athlete, good footballer, good tennis player at the University of Huddersfield, and 15 appearances as well for Featherstone Rovers. Mvadudu in possession again. This is the last. Well, it hasn't been spectacular from Featherstone so far. It's been solid against this Wigan side. There is a kick on the last. Not offside.
Kick. Is that from Tom Carr there?
Yeah, it was straight to Kirk, and then the kick towards the in goal, picked up in the end by O'Donnell. John O'Donnell. Good carry.
Side wing. I don't know. I looked at. He had some pace on here from here.
Carberry again.
Nice aggressive D there.
Yeah, terrific so far from the Championship side. More than 2 minutes gone. A little bit of space there for Ryan King. He is fast.
Ryan King looks like he's got some gas there. I wouldn't give him the outside too often.
Well, from George Williams, and then Greg Burke just to drive it in.
Featherstone holding them there, maintaining the field position here.
Good tackle on Ryan Hampshire there. Defence has been excellent from both sides so far, I'd have to say that, I think. The ball back with the scrum half, Scott Leatherbarrow. There's a long chase back downfield for Karen Johnson. Just runs it back, and I think one thing I'd say about this quarter-final so far, it's almost like it's the most structured game. It's the most like a 13-a-side game.
It absolutely is. They've got to the end of the sets. They've kicked the ball well. Yeah, and Featherstone are doing okay. They're well in the arm wrestle here.
Credits, I think, to Wigan as well, because they clearly haven't underestimated their opponents, even though their record coming into this quarter-final was nowhere near as good.
I guess that's why you have a record as 12 out of 12. You respect the opposition, and you're aware of the threats that they pose, and you deal with it. And as Wigan just force an error there, interesting here. See if they can make the most of this possession.
They'll also either have seen or heard some of the other scorelines, I think, from earlier on. At Leatherbarrow again. Finds Hampshire, and then out to this near side, and Wigan forced into a hurried kick, because I think the player in possession, O'Donnell, felt he was going to be pushed into touch there.
Yeah, I think O'Donnell actually lost possession there and just managed to get his foot to the ball.
So turn around. Featherstone have almost got through the first third of this match. The referee, I don't think saw that. I thought that ball was reefed. Ref had his back to it for me and didn't see it, but anyway, I think Featherstone have got the ball back.
Again, justice there for Featherstone. I think that probably was a penalty against Wigan, and they got the ball back.
That's Kirk.
It's actually a former teammate of mine at the Huddersfield Giants, Tom Hemingway, out there pulling the strings. Very talented ball player on his game.
Yes, he's a man who holds a record as well for successful conversions, 22 apparently. One's kicked
he can certainly kick the ball.
132-0 victory, bizarrely, for Blackpool Panthers. Mvadudu down the left-hand channel. Looks a really good athlete. This is Perkins. Perkins collared illegally by Leatherbarrow. And this is the best field position that the underdogs have had so far.
It is, and we've seen it's quite difficult to defend your own line, from anything less than 20 metres out.
Well, Carr found Brown, and Brown's pass just goes astray. And that was really unfortunate.
That's disappointing. Featherstone are going to be disappointed with that. The first opportunity to really attack the Wigan line and ask some questions in the air, they come up wanting.
So Wigan to carry the ball out of their own 20. No score as yet. Forward pass.
Well, they're going to get another chance. A minute and a half to go.
Well, James Greenwood took the pass, but there wasn't a lot in it. I think the referee again probably got the decision right. And Eiley carries the ball forward. Jack Bettis waits at dummy half. This is Hemingway. Finds Nat Brown. Brown just about 12-13 metres from the line. So Featherstone, with the scores still locked at 0-0, perhaps have a chance to get first points on the board here. Picked up by Bettis again. And then very, very close to the line there. That's the hooker, Eiley. Picked up once more by Bettis. Helped on by Hemingway.
By Tom Carr there.
Carr's got to get rid of it though, and has done. He's found Bettis. Oh, Bettis very, very close to the line. But they've still got one more tackle up their sleeve. Eiley gets the ball to Hemingway. Attempts to step him. Bussey still going. Bussey finds the hooker, Jack Eiley, and Eiley dives for the line but can't make it.
I'll tell you what, that's no mean feat to be able to defend your line like that with 9 men. Great work from Wigan. Unlucky from Featherstone. Some nice plays there out the back. Some decent footwork, some nice offload.
Carried forward by Greenwood on that first play. He really is a big unit, isn't he? Number 17, but that is the half-time hooter, and we get to half-time, Chris, with no score.
Yeah, I mean, even though it was 0-0, it's still entertaining, and like you say, it was probably the most structured game we've seen so far. You know, the teams playing behind, good kicking game, good kick chase. Featherstone, pretty impressive, especially against, you know, formidable Wigan outfit that are 12 from 12, as you say.
Just a reminder that after these games, the quarter-finals, the losers of the 4 quarter-finals, that's London, Wakefield and Warrington so far, will go into the plate.
Get out, straight out someone who's playing it tight. You'll die over. Listen, I've been fucking trouble, dude.
We're just trying to pick up there what they were saying to the Featherstone players at half-time. I mean, I think they must be pleased, Chris, with the way things are going.
I would be. Like I said earlier, you know, we spoke about Wigan being 12 from 12 in all of the 9's competitions so far. Featherstone will be well aware of that, and they've certainly not let themselves down. If they continue to go the way they're going, then who knows? My only worry would be Wigan haven't had that much field position. I think if Wigan get a little bit more ball, then kind of good luck on that one.
About to go for the second half. Just to complete what I was saying earlier, after the plate, of course, it's the actual cup semis between the 4 winning teams from those quarter-finals. George Williams dropping the ball, but clearly in a backward position. Greenwood with the next carry. And Wigan, as Chris Thorman says, haven't had great field position, apart from, I think, in the opening minute or so. And only 7 minutes of this game now remains as Ryan King is held up just outside his own 20 metres. Wins for Leeds, Cumbria and Hull KR so far. Who's going to win this? The 4th and final quarter-final. Defence has been excellent so far, but that ball was a good one. To this near side. To Shaylin Fraser.
Offside! Shooter!
Williams passed to Leatherbarrow, and then the big man Greenwood is through. It's a really good and a really brave tackle from Tom Carr. It's a much bigger unit, but there's a little gap out on the far side. This looks like being a try for the Wigan Warriors. That's absolutely terrific play. John O'Donnell, as you predicted, Chris, as soon as they got a little bit of space, there was no stopping them. I'll come to you in just a moment. They're going for the power play. We had the referee's signal there, but they are going for the power play. 4-0 then, this to make it 8. They've only got this one play though, at George Williams. That's not where he meant that kick to go, and it comes to nothing, and it remains just 4-0 to Wigan.
I've learned from watching the teams when they score and whether they decide to... is that John O'Donnell scoring the try there?
That's O'Donnell scoring the try.
It is O'Donnell. Great work from him. He showed the ball to King outside, didn't need him, went in, but just on my point about the power play, it's interesting to see that the really well-organised teams, the well-coached sides, are aware of the rules, are aware of the power play, and they're almost organising themselves to do that as their teammates score the try. It's an interesting one to watch there. Wigan look very organised, I've got to say.
And they have the lead now, Wigan, but a narrow lead. Not necessarily over for Featherstone. He gets the ball to Hemingway, and Perkins does really well, and he's still going. Jake Perkins gets the ball out wide. I was going to say to Kerry Johnson, and out of play on that far side, and a good, potentially good opportunity gone there, wasted.
It was a little bit. You can see Wigan's defence is pretty good though. They scrambled and they get numbers around the ball every time. Sort of Featherstone make a half break there.
So Wigan carry the ball away from their own 20. They look very, very composed, as I suppose befits a side at the top of the Super League. And great grounding that their youngsters get in the game. Still the scoreline is only 4-0. It was picked up by Hampshire and then returned to him down this near side, and perhaps a running opportunity for Fraser. He's just inside the Featherstone half. Flowed from Tierney initially, and then Leatherbarrow, and then O'Donnell, the try scorer, puts the ball down. It's a 0 tackle, and on halfway the ball picked up by Mvadudu. Running slightly laterally there, but taking the tackle on the 40. Brown finds Brooke, and Brooke carrying the defender with him there.
Am I allowed to say come on, Fev?
I think you probably are. Given I think the director's a Featherstone fan, you probably are.
Yeah,
I think supporting the underdog is a natural British trait.
Absolutely, especially when it's against Wigan, you know, the dominant force.
And that's Chris, by the way, that said that. Chris Thorman of York City Knights.
Opportunity here, and he's got it down.
Has he? He has got it down. Well, I wasn't sure. He took his time, the referee there. But that is absolutely terrific.
Take
from
the 2,
Featherstone Rovers. Kieran Johnson is going to go for the 2.
I'm probably going to get some stick for saying come on, Fev, now.
I think you probably will. I think you can bank on it. You were saying take the 2. Our director, I'm going to take the 2. Yeah. And that's exactly what they've done. That's a terrific try. That really was, because you know he had to produce a lot of strength there.
He did. Knock on from Wigan.
Against 3 Wigan tacklers and now 3 Featherstone tacklers.
You can see what that does to the Featherstone players. They're all back slapping high five Yahoo, and they've got some fresh impetus here. I can see them going again. Nice carry.
This could be the tournament of the underdog. If this result stays like it is, yes, it was Rob Kirk.
Very good skill from Tom Carr there. Nice pick up off his bootlaces.
That was, I think that was the take of the day, wasn't it, so far? Well done, Tom Carr. 30 metres out. Johnson for Featherstone. I mean, if they're confident defensively, they don't have to score again, really. They want to eat up the clock and play out their set. It was a kick towards the corner, picked up by Ryan King, left wing of the Wigan Warriors.
Tom Hemingway just turning Wigan around, asking them to go 100 metres, basically.
Well, Wakefield and Warrington, who won virtually all their games in qualifying, have both been beaten in the quarterfinals. Wigan won all 12 of their qualifying matches, and they are losing, and we have only 100 seconds of this match remaining. And Wigan, they're in possession, but they're at the wrong end of the ground, and that's a really good tackle again on Scott Leatherbarrow by Johnson. But this time Johnson's missed his man, and a chance for Hampshire to run. Hampshire
with opportunities on the left if they can get the ball there.
And I think that's what Carberry's trying to do. He's played well for Wigan. Liam Carberry, picked up again by Leatherbarrow. Looks initially to his left. This is George Williams. This is the last tackle. What have they got up their sleeve? If Featherstone can take this in and play out a set of 6, I think they've probably won it. The kick to the corner is for Fraser to chase. Really well held on to by Matty Brooke.
Nice cover there. Well, it was a 100-metre set, but it wasn't the outcome Wigan wanted. Featherstone have the ball again.
Featherstone Rovers lead by 2. Under 40 seconds remaining. They won't be rushing through this set, that's for sure. We're on tackle 3. Well, this will be the mother of all shocks if Featherstone Rovers can hold on. And there's Ormondroyd on the far side. This is the last. Perhaps got to the last slightly quicker than they wanted to, but there's only 13 seconds. They've got to get rid of the ball, really. Almost, they can almost kick it out of play. But Wigan, in turn, have got to make the tackle. They're caught in possession on the last.
Yeah, interesting he didn't kick the ball there, but there you go. He didn't need to.
Well, he didn't, because they didn't even get... I thought Wigan would get one play there to score from halfway, but they didn't, and that is the shock of the round. We've had shocks already with Cumbria and Hull KR.
Yeah, look at the boys celebrating too. It obviously means a lot to them. I think that's a real boost for them. They can go on and take a lot of confidence from beating a very good Wigan side and a side that have inflicted that first defeat on them in what, 13 games.
Well, beating Wigan in any competition is a massive feather in any player's cap, isn't it, really?
It sure is. You know, when you see you're lining up and you're against the cherry and white, you know that you're going to have to be at your best to beat them. And you know what, you could see from the Featherstone boys' reaction there how much it meant to them.
Well, let's hand back down to Natalie. So the quarter-final lineup is certainly the cup semi-final lineup is probably quite different, Natalie, than we thought it would be.
Certainly is, and Martin, there has been a great game there to finish the quarter-finals there. Featherstone, a huge cheer went up then. It means so much to them, doesn't it?
Yeah, fantastic game. I think only one game today has gone to form, and that was probably the opening game when Leeds beat London. The subsequent 3 games, all upsets. Wigan, they haven't lost a game in the round robin competition. This is the first time they've lost. You know, they've played 13 games and they've lost this one. It's the most important one, and now they're in the plate.
We're going to have a look at that final try that just won it for Featherstone. Just talk us through it, Martin, as we can see it on our screens here.
Yeah, I think Tom Carr, number 1, the fullback, look at that. Tremendous leg drive and pace. Just kept going to the line. Defences were on top all game. I think it finished 6-4, pretty close, not much going, but yeah, he really did keep the legs pumping and just went over for a fantastic try, and you know, they kicked the goal and got the win.
4 games in then, anyone in particular that's impressed you, team-wise or player-wise?
I think Cumbria, their defence, that game, the second game was a pretty low-scoring game. Wakefield had only lost one game in the round-robin competitions. That was a fantastic game. Cumbria as a team, they defend well, but have they got the attacking weapons? They've got the experience. I think they're slightly older than some of the teams that they're playing against. I also thought the big number 8 in the third upset, George Griffith, the big number 8, he's a player to look out for. You'll be seeing him in Super League pretty shortly. He had a lot of strength, took his try well, and helped set up the winning try in his game as well.
Plenty more to come then here at Leeds Headingley Carnegie Stadium. We've got our plate semi-finals coming up and our cup semi-finals, and of course the fastest man in rugby league. Join us again in just a few moments. Welcome back to Nines Night here at Headingley. We've just got one game to go. It's Cumbria and Featherstone in the final to be crowned the Rugby League Nines champions for 2012. We've also got the fastest man. Before we look ahead to that, just a quick reflection on that game and Wakefield there, and quick mention for Sam Fletcher.
Sam Fletcher, 3 tries, take a bow, played very well. Yeah, they really did come good. As we said, it's probably not the competition they wanted to win. They seemed a bit shy and timid lifting the plate trophy, but it's always nice to leave the competition with some silverware.
I was going to say, what do they kind of go away with? And I suppose they would have learned a lot of things as well while they were here.
Yeah, I think they'll have learned a lot. You know, it's bittersweet, the best way to describe it. It's you know, as I say, it's not what you really came for, but at the end of the day, it was a really good performance, and you know, that Warrington side contained you know, a few Super League players like Brad Dwyer, Rhys Evans, you know, even Jack Cooper, a player who's just come back from Australia, spending a bit of time over there. So there's some experience in the team that Wakefield beat, and I'm sure they'll be you know, happy, as I say, to get some silverware.
We're almost ready for our fastest man sprint. We asked you who kind of you would tip, and who's your money on then for this? I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this.
I think we've got the big 2, haven't we? Jamal Chisholm, as we said, you know, he's won back-to-back titles. Jody Broughton, you know, they are the big 2 that everyone is talking about, and you know, I'm near the sidelines here. I'm getting a lot of the buzz from the supporters. The players are walking past, and you know, I think everyone's really excited, looking forward to this sprint. But you know, we can't get too distracted, because at the end of the day, it's all right being the fastest man. But you know, rugby league is about scoring tries if you're a fast man. But as I said to Jody Broughton just before you interviewed him, I said, you know, you are the fastest man. But once upon a time, you know, that was me. But it can be a bit of a burden to carry. You know, once you are the fastest man, it's like the fastest gun in the West. You're there to be shot at. And I know that Jamal and Joey, they're feeling the pressure, because there's a lot of expectation on those 2 guys. But there's about 16 other guys, you know, including Thierry Albert,
wow.
who I'm interested to see, who are up against him. So there's a lot of pressure.
Thierry, I'm really looking forward to. Let's get to that much anticipated race then, and talking us through it is David Oates.
Well, thanks very much. I mean, Thierry Alibert, Rugby League match official. A couple of non-runners, I have to say, from Bradford and from Hull. We're just waiting to see all the runners emerge from the Headingley tunnel. I have to say, this is a new experience for me.
Yeah.
Even the guys commentating on the Olympic 100 metres final won't have 17 or 18 or 19 guys to try to commentate on.
No, they do need a photo finish, I think.
Thierry Alibert was the first out. There's nobody from Bradford. Non-runner Jordan Aitchison, Castleford Tigers James Clare, Tom Lynham. I know he was your favourite.
Yeah, he was. He's disappointed me, Tom, and he's not here.
Jamal Chisholm, Amari Caro of London. Now Salford in the green strip are sending out two.
I guess where the smart money will be is Jody Broughton, the defending champion.
Yeah, and then in their home kit, Ben Massey, who's their 2012 nomination. Jody Broughton's the defending champion. This is Jordan Grayston from the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats. Warrington are putting forward Ryan Shaw. We have an entry from the Championship, from Batley, and that's Gareth Potts. John Keir's Batley. Well, we should have had Karen Johnson from Featherstone. I suspect he's not going either, but Hunslet have sent Lee Brickwood. Ryan Hampshire is there from Wigan. It's Workington's Elliot Miller.
Yep, Elliot's actually playing the Cumbrian side, isn't he? So he's
and here's Loz Hamza, who's playing.
And another one
from he's Whitehaven's entrance.
Yeah, absolutely. But they're both going to be starring in the final for Cumbria.
Yeah. And they get a little bit of a break. I don't think they'll get too much. Hull KR have sent Daryl Love. We should have
Barry Clark from Rochdale.
Barry Clark from Rochdale. I think there was an entrance from Barrow as well. So who is your tip now? I know you fancied Tom Lynham.
I did actually fancy Tom Lynham after playing with Tom, and I've played with Jody Broughton too, and I can't see further than Jody Broughton, if I'm honest.
So Broughton is in the very bright green. Thierry Alibert is also in green. He is in the first lane. They're going to run 96 metres from the back edge of the pitch, the dead ball line, to the tape. And it's a big field. Away they go. Thierry Alibert, I've one eye on him, but he's trailing. Jody Broughton's going to be beaten, I think.
Amari Caro coming through.
Amari Caro.
Amari Caro wins it.
Amari Caro from the London Broncos in all blue. The big number 4 on his back. He's just beaten Chisholm, Jamel Chisholm.
Very impressive. Well, very close finish. Jody actually got a stumbling start, and but yeah, you could throw a blanket over them at the end. But Caro definitely got it at the end there.
Away they go. Decent start. 1 or 2, just a bit sluggish off the start. But it was a clean start. And look at them go. Gee, there's some quick boys there, aren't they?
There are some quick boys. Can we just have a look at Thierry Alibert there at the back?
Yeah, Thierry, I think, has finished last. Just watching how Amari Caro ran down his opponent. Here we go. It's Jamel Chisholm, isn't it? Next to him. Amari Caro from Jamel Chisholm. And if we just carry it on, who has got third?
Salford's Ben Massey, I think.
Yeah, Ben Massey of Salford. Not Jody Broughton, the defending champion, beaten by his clubmate, Ben Massey. So congratulations to Amari Caro of the London Broncos. Well, I was told he was quick. I've seen him play in the 20s quite a bit. Yeah, and he certainly showed his pace.
He was certainly the Broncos' danger man, and every time he got the ball in a bit of space, he would score tonight. And unfortunately for the Broncos, they didn't get him the ball as much as he needed, but showed blistering pace there. Great start, and finished strongly too under real pressure from Chisholm.
Well, let's get down to the touchline and Natalie.
great honour and pleasure that I present you with Rugby League's Fastest Man Award. Well done, mate. Well done.
Murray, congratulations. Martin, obviously absolutely delighted. Just talk us through that race. It was very close.
Yeah, well, I was next to Jodie and Jamal, who are obviously favourites for it because they've won it the last 2 years, and pretty nervous waiting in there, but flipping so glad to actually win this year. I came second a few years ago, and it was about time I won something, so very good, yeah.
Any mind games out there then between you guys before you came out?
None whatsoever. We said we split it between all of us and we win it, so I'll try and avoid them now anyway. So.
And just the adrenaline going right to make you get to that final take.
Yeah, I know, but it's only 10 seconds work, that's how I think of it, so I'm pretty pleased. I'm really pleased.
That trophy taking pride of place in your house then?
On my mantelpiece, yeah, it will do, yeah.
Congratulations. Well, let him go and catch his breath. Martin, fantastic, and you were cheering him all the way.
Yeah, I've got a close connection with Amari. I was here with him a couple of years ago when Jamal Chisholm pipped him at the post. He didn't even do a sprint start that day. I said to Amari, you've got to come back, you're going to win this thing. And he didn't come back last year, but he's back this year. But what's most important, what I love about Amari, Rugby League is about scoring tries. He wasn't in the best team. They didn't win today. They lost their opening game against Leeds, but he still managed to score 2 fantastic tries in that game and then another try in the other game. So that's what's most important, being able to run fast but do something with your speed.
I'm out of breath just watching them there, and we've still got a final to go. Cumbria and Featherstone, probably the two sides that perhaps we didn't expect to see in the final. Both have done fantastically well, haven't they, and caused upsets. Cumbria, second time they've been in the final, and Featherstone we've already seen here on Premier Sports pick up a trophy. What are you expecting from the final game?
Well, it's going to be close, it's going to be tough. I thought that Cumbria's defence in that semi-final against Leeds was probably the performance of the day, only probably notched maybe a little bit Featherstone, their game against Wigan in the first. Those are the 2 games I think have been the standout games, and now I'm looking for something special in this final. But I'm just slightly siding towards Cumbria because their defence in their semi-final was awesome. But, don't count Featherstone out at all. It's going to be a great game. How
tired do you think the players are going to be? It's been a long night, hasn't it? And they put everything into it.
I think they really want this. We've seen these teams, so-called the underdogs, the Cumbria and Featherstone. We've seen them play against the big boys, the Leeds Rhinos, who are the Super League champions, the Wigans, who are the Challenge Cup champions. They didn't take a backward step in those games, and now they go head-to-head, and don't expect them to take a backward step in the final either. Feeling tired, the bangs and the bruises, that's all for tomorrow. They've come this far, it's only another 15 minutes and you get some silverware, and the silverware that everyone came to this competition to get.
What have you made of the quality of the games leading up to this final tonight? Yeah,
I think it's been, as I said, those 2 games I think have been the standout games. Featherstone's first game and then the second game for Cumbria when they beat Leeds, and some fantastic individual performances in those teams. I think Cumbria have got their little threesome in the middle that plays so well. But I say it's going to be really hard to pick a man of the tournament in this competition because it has defences of both teams and their enthusiasm, which is what has got them to the final, more so than we thought we were going to see another Tom Briscoe, another Sam Tompkins. It hasn't really been a day for that. It's been a day of just defending, cutting the speed men down. We saw Amari, not only, as I say, win the sprint race, but score a couple of long range tries. I think we saw that the Leeds winger Wilson, he scored a couple of tries. We've seen a bit of brilliance, but what I've been really impressed with is the aggression, determination, and the will to win.
Martin's ready, the fans are ready, I think the players are ready. It is time for the final. Who will be Rugby 9's champions for 2012? Cumbria against Featherstone. Let's get back to commentary. David Oates and Chris Thorman.
Well, thanks, Natalie. Once again, it's been a fantastic night of Rugby League. We really have seen some fine skill, and as Martin said, we've seen some good defence as well, and we've seen Amari Caro win the fastest man. The teams come out. It's Cumbria against Featherstone Rovers.
Quickly just have to pick up on the point that Martin says there, that'll live with me forever, that. Spoken like a true muscular touch judge. The most important thing today was running fast and scoring tries.
Well, I liked Amari Caro's line. The way I looked at it, it's only 10 seconds work for £1,000.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that rate of pay. Is that what we're being paid, by the way?
Yeah, you might be.
It's been a long old evening, but it's been a good evening, really enjoyable. And these have been the two best teams on the night, Cumbria and Featherstone Rovers. Cumbria in the grey, the all-grey kit. Featherstone Rovers in predominantly white shirts and blue shorts. Who's your money on, Chris Thorman?
Got to say, look, I've been so impressed with Cumbria. But you know what? 15 minutes of nines, you know, it's really in the balance. Cumbria have looked impressive, like I said, though. And Carl Tice can pull the strings like he has been doing. Then I think I'd have to favour them.
Just waiting for the kick-off now. Brett Carter of Cumbria will get us underway. And the ball's fielded by Nat Brown. This then the final of the Rugby League Nines on Premier Sport. We'll see Featherstone's first team on Thursday away at Halifax. They're the top two in the championship. Can Featherstone get some glory early in the week, though, on a Tuesday night here at Headingley? That's good, solid, strong, aggressive defence again from Cumbria, and we've seen a lot of that from them tonight. There's a little break, almost a break.
He's almost through.
Johnson, he's been impressive tonight, actually, Karen Johnson. One of a number.
As is Tom Carr with the ball now. Nice little offload. He's got some great footwork, Tom Carr.
Bedis, who's come on a couple of times as an interchange, he's starting in this final. Hemingway has been at the heart of everything for Featherstone Rovers. That's a good kick towards Rob Kirk. He's not going to quite be able to keep that in play. Good chase, though.
Yeah, neat little kick from Tom with his left foot. Turned the wing around, but just ushered into touch there.
So Cumbria will have ball in hand for the first time with Stephen Dawes.
Move! Hold the 10, wait, stand up, go, good.
On his own 10 metres, and Cumbria giving the ball to there is some space. He's going to run out of space, and the pink ball is booted downfield by Miller. Sice was offside. Oh, but there's another mistake, and Carter couldn't quite capitalise. And Featherstone, was that their get out of jail card?
It was a little bit unfortunate. Carl Tice had just overrun the winger and he called offside. If he hadn't have been called offside, there was a big chance for him there.
See it again. Yeah, just got the bit of luck there that they needed, Featherstone. And now they have opportunities down the left-hand side. Saw Vadudu with a very strong carry earlier in the tackle count. Almost overran that.
It's interesting. Elliot Miller, who made the kick earlier, has just ran in the sprint. I wonder if he's a little bit puffed out from his earlier exploits there.
That's quite possible.
Play on, still 4.
Featherstone.
5. Move.
Possession. They're closer and closer. But this is the last. The ball is back with Tom Carr. And Carr straightens up, tries to find Vadudu, but the ball's well picked up there. And Cumbria have it very close to their own goal line, so a long way downfield for them to go. But we've seen teams go the length of the field in this shortened form of the game. It's by no means impossible, particularly if you pick a hole like that. That's
Sice
superb
again.
from Sice. He's going to be up there as a contender for player of the tournament, I would have thought, particularly if he can guide Cumbria to victory. Sice then found Forber, and Forber is kicked out on the full. And that's a mistake from Carl Forber.
It's the first time I can remember Cumbria making a mistake, really, off the side of the boot there from Forber.
Well, Forber's had a good night as well for Cumbria. You could pick out, particularly in these finalists, 4 or 5 really influential players.
Wait, go. Marker's not square.
Featherstone on halfway then. The ball back with Johnson, but it's been lost there, but it's been reefed. And it was more than 1-on-1, 2, possibly even 3-on-1 there. And Featherstone Rovers have the penalty. What have we had? We've only got 3.5 minutes of this first half left. So 4 gone, and we're still waiting for a score in this nines final. Featherstone just outside the 30. It's Brown.
Move, Cumbria. Hold. Go.
Hemingway. The pass to Carr. Well, he got the ball
Shot forced the error there.
Ormanrod. It's a great shot.
He jumped into it as well.
Gary Charlton willing his side on. They've not had much of the ball as yet in the opposition half, but they've defended very stoically.
Move! Stand up, you're holding him in.
Gary Charlton played for all the 3 current Cumbrian clubs, plus also Carlisle.
Two!
Well,
Move,
they have a
Rovers!
team as well, so 4 Cumbrian clubs. So a true man of that county.
Sice down the short side again.
Brilliant from Sice.
Elliot Miller's away.
He found Campbell. Miller is away. It was a great ball from Campbell. It was a great ball from Sice. And Miller scores the try. And they're ahead, the Cumbrians, in the final. They want to take the power play very, very quickly.
I think they've already signalled the power play. They have. Oh no.
Well,
Referee's changed his mind.
Well, Cumbria had signalled the power play. The referee hadn't, not to my knowledge anyway. So they're going to be allowed to change their mind.
Dubious one. That I think, you know, if you've decided if you want to take the tap, then take the tap. But you can't change your mind halfway through.
And the single touch judge behind the post that we have managed to see that it had gone through. And a great try, Elliot Miller. But it was great work, wasn't it, from Sice and also from Liam Campbell. So 6-0, Cumbria, first blood to them in this Nines final. And 90 seconds remaining in the first half.
It's Featherstone again, though. Featherstone have had most of the field position. Nice offload there.
Yeah, they've looked dangerous.
Looking to keep the ball alive.
They've looked dangerous. Hemingway,
Kick
and
from
then the
Tom
ball
Hemingway.
into the in goal, and that's the way to deal with that.
Yeah. No nonsense. Get the ball out. Defend for the next minute or so.
Down the kicker, guys. Stay on side.
It was a lovely kick that from Hemingway off his left boot. There was a good chase from Tom Carr, but I think the Cumbrian cover did the right thing. There's not much else they could do really there. Jake Perkins in possession for Featherstone. 48 seconds remaining in this period. So there is time, full set of 6. That's time for Featherstone to hit back. Hemingway to this near side. Matty Brook. It might have been taken a little high there, but referee said play on. Hemingway turns the ball back inside to Johnson.
Third, move on the line. Wait, go, good.
Hemingway again. Shifts the
service.
ball left foot. No, it was good service to Bussey. Oh, Bussey's over. Well, he should really have been held. The Cumbrian defence has been like a rock all night, but it just seemed to melt away there. And Jack Bussey just signed a 3-year contract with Featherstone Rovers. Is over. They're going to go for the equalising score. There's the hooter. So this is the last play of the half. This for 6-6. They make it. Carr pops it over. And it's 6 apiece. It's all to play for. There's the try. Just seemed to evaporate the defence there. Good play from Jack Bussey.
It was good finish from Jack under the post there. We spoke about Featherstone having most of the field position, and it just sort of took its toll on the Cumbrian side there. The defence has looked pretty much unbreakable all night, and just couldn't hold them out there for the last sort of 10 seconds or so. But makes a real game of it now. Exciting second half of this final, this cup final.
Do you think there'll be much of a change of approach? There's Gary Charlton talking to his charges.
No, not many errors made either. One from Cumbria when they kicked out on the full sliced kick, but to be honest, it's a real close battle at the minute. You know, the coaches maybe a little bit of advice here and there, but I wouldn't change a lot.
Charlton and Gale, 2 coaches, actually coaching against each other last Sunday.
Yeah.
Workington, Whitehaven, the Cumbrian, or one of the Cumbrian derbies.
It's great. I think it's fantastic for rugby league. You know, it's been spoken about a number of times in my lifetime about the fact that the Cumbrian side could merge and create a Super League team and possibly put a licence in there. But you know, I know the Cumbrians love the rugby league, and that's a fact, and that's proven here tonight.
It's a good win, by the way, for Workington. It was a good game as well. Won by 2 points, 58 points in total. That Workington Whitehaven game. And that's the sort of action you can follow on Thursday nights on Premier Sports with our championship coverage. Great one this Thursday. And Cumbria in possession. I take absolutely Chris on board what you were saying about Cumbria. I think the problem is exactly where you would cite any Cumbrian franchise in the top division.
Yeah.
Here they come. On the offensive
possession again. For me, he's been the standout performer so far to the tournament. There's a few others as well. I think Tom Carr's been great for Featherstone. And
there's a little bit of open space here. It wasn't a bad kick by any means, but now there's a chance down this near side.
Talking about Tom Carr, here he is.
Carr had to cut back inside. Good tackle.
Manages to offload there.
Carahan tackled just outside the 20. Johnson finds Hemingway. Hemingway to Brown. Brown to Perkins. And a knock on.
Good scramble D from Brett Carter there, just to sort of to stop Tom Carr making any more progress. Carr still managed to actually offload the ball. I'm not sure if that was stripped there, but obviously the referee didn't think so.
So Cumbria and Featherstone locked at 6 apiece. This is Hamzat on this near side. Can he beat the cover? Well, he's being tugged back by the shorts. I tell you what, had he got away there from Johnson, he might have gone all the way. He is a quick player for sure. Sam G in possession. That's 4, but
10 metres. Go, good. Play on.
Ball picked up by Seiss. Seiss is still going, and Seiss is still going. And Seiss turned the ball back inside, and that is probably just about the first mistake he has made all night, although, in fairness, he might have felt he was going into touch and had to throw it away anyway.
He probably did have to offload there. But again, he's sniping down the short side, as we see Featherstone break away, and Tom Carr again offload to Hemingway.
Well, there was a knock-on. Well, no, there wasn't a knock-on. The referee did see it, but he said it went backwards.
Great pace. Some game this end.
It is some
really exciting, great to watch.
Fantastic. That was Johnson.
Play on. 2, move, hold the 10. Wait.
We'll be needing to pick a winner on the player of the tournament, the player of this nines tournament, fairly shortly.
Obviously, there's a couple of Cumbrians that stand out. I think Elliot Miller's been great. He's scored a few tries, and Carl Seiss has really dictated play. I think Brett Carter's been great too, and obviously for Featherstone, the try scorer Jack Bussey's has been in great form, and Tom Carr as well. So there's a fair few to choose from.
Yeah, I think Johnson's played well as well for Featherstone.
Wait, go. No hand, Featherstone.
Just under 4 minutes to go.
2, move. Play it. Wait, go, good. Mark and up square.
Cumbria.
Well done, mate. Play on now, play on.
Down this near side, the commentary box side. That was a really good break.
Kicks on here.
That was dandy, and here's the kick. And that's a chase, and there's an opportunity here. It's Carl Seiss. Brilliant from Carl Seiss. He loves it. He absolutely loves it. I tell you what, he is my player of the tournament.
I'd have to agree with you. He's dictated everything. He actually found himself on the wing there. He'd normally be the guy putting the smart kick in. He found himself on the wing. He was struggling with an injury earlier, signalling to come off. You know what? He showed a load of character there. He's managed to finish it off and take the ball under the post to make the attempt to drop kick much easier. Great work, Carl Seiss.
Well, that may or may not turn out to be the winning try. But I think for his efforts throughout the night, I think Carl Seiss has been absolutely magnificent. It was a wonderful kick, in fairness, from Carl Forber, who has also had an excellent nines tournament. It was converted, as you saw. It's 12-6, and they're 2.5 minutes away, Cumbria, from winning this Rugby League Nines tournament
10 metres. Go, let me deal with it
here at Headingley.
Okay.
Not over yet, and Vadudu puts the ball back, picked up by Bussey. He would certainly have been another contender. Eiley cuts back inside. You can see how much Cumbria want this.
Go.
Johnson to Hemingway, clear run to the line. Hemingway puts it out to Ormond Roy. It's 12-10. Featherstone hit straight back. Now what are they going to choose? Power play or conversion? They're going for the power play, so they still trail by 2. They need to score here. There's just under 2 minutes to go. The ball's kicked into the in goal, but nobody's followed it in, and Cumbria have allowed it to go dead quite rightly. And with the clock counting down, 90 seconds, just over 90 seconds to go, Chris.
Costly, actually, you know, they decided to go with the power play and they were just too flat. Tom Carr's options and Tom Hemingway's options were really limited there, far too flat. They should have given themselves a little bit more depth and possibly could have made more of that opportunity.
So Cumbria, if they don't make a mistake, it'll take about 45 seconds for the full set of 6, providing they don't rush through it. There's no reason why they would with this 2-point advantage. It has been that tight, but Featherstone possibly going to pay for not having the conversion attempt. But you know, credit to them. They went for the win, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. It's to be admired.
On the sidelines, Chris, man of the tournament, Carl Seiss. We've just seen a shot of him. He's off the pitch just at the moment.
Wait.
I think he's been the standout for me. You know, there's been a lot. We've named a fair few players, but Carl's really stood out for me, and much deserved. And I think I spoke at the top of the show. I said that I played with him a very long time ago, and you know, he's still a very talented player.
This is the last tackle, and Vadudu's wrong-footed there. Play on, says the referee. That's it. Cumbria have won it. There might have been a slight question mark about that pass, I don't know, but Cumbria aren't bothered. They are in 7th heaven. There's no way back now for Featherstone Rovers. That will be the last play of the match. They're going to take the conversion attempt, the straightforward drop kick conversion.
Just speculating with the offload there, and it came off, bounced backwards.
James Dandy was the man who picked it up.
And you can see the response from the Cumbrians, really proud Cumbrians. It's been a great performance from them all. They've all done themselves justice and much deserved. Well done.
Well, they missed the conversion. The conversion attempt went wide, but he didn't take much care about it. It didn't matter because Cumbria have won the Rugby League Nines. They've beaten Featherstone by 16 points to 10. Every credit to both these teams. 8 teams came here. These were the only 2 from outside the Super League. These are the 2 that have reached the final. They served up a terrific final, and Cumbria, deservedly just edged it for you.
They did. They've been consistently the best side. As I've been informed, they were finalists last year, so maybe not necessarily a shock, but fantastic. They've improved every game as well, and they've really played with intensity, and their setup offensively has been great. They've had some good shoulder contact today, and it's brilliant the fact that the 3 Cumbrian sides have come together and formed this side. Probably not had a lot of time to prepare together and stuff like that, so they've improved week on week throughout the tournaments, and very impressed.
Well, terrific performance from Cumbria. Featherstone can take plenty out of this as well. I think Carl Seiss, the player of the tournament, is with Natalie.
Carl, congratulations. How does that feel? It's been an exhausting night, but well worth it in the end.
Yeah, it was well worth it. Bit of a long night now. Got a bit of a long journey to get down here, but it just feels good to get the win.
You came so close last year, didn't you? And gone one better this year.
Yeah, the lads were unlucky last year, but we had talked about it this year. We said we could fancy our chances now when a couple of the top teams are out. Wigan and Warrington.
Welcome back to Headingley for the Rugby League Nines finals. Our first game about to get underway. Martin, a quick prediction. Who do you think is going to go through from the quarterfinals?
I think I'd have to say from this game, I'd have to say Leeds. You know, the form book, they've won 10, I think drawn 1, lost 1.
Okay, let's go very quickly up to our commentary team, David Oakes and Chris Thorman.
Well, Jimmy Kindwurst is in possession for Leeds early on. Remember, the total duration of the game is 15 minutes, 7.5 minutes a half, and there's the pink ball, which surely stands out. Leeds want to get the ball wide, so down the middle from Ollie Olds. This is Kindhorst again. He's seeing plenty of the ball in these opening stages. Jimmy Watson waits at dummy half. Leads on the 40. This is Liam Hood, who's a very, very quick player for a hooker. Former Bradford Schools 100 metres champion. Here he goes. Gets the ball out. This is Luke Briscoe, brother of Tom, and Luke Briscoe's managed to break the Broncos ranks, and Luke Briscoe could go. The ball has gone into the in goal.
Looks like a try to me.
And I think that is a try, Chris. I think you're right. There was a question of a knock on, but I think actually it touched his foot.
Yeah, Luke Briscoe tried to offload. He probably could have scored it himself, if I'm honest, but he tried to offload. Unfortunately, the Leeds got a foot to it, didn't knock it on, and the try was scored, and it's been given. And they decided to take the drop kick, and it's no good.
Well, probably should have gone for the power play, but that's what we were saying. We thought that they would go for the kicks for the conversion, the drop goal conversion attempt. So we see it again on the screen there, and he definitely came off the foot.
Yeah, Jimmy Watson got his hand to it, and it was definitely downward pressure.
So let's see what London can do. First time that they've had ball in hand, so just 4-0 at the moment. It's a good run. Very, very good run down the middle from Olsi Krasniki. Plenty of Super League experience he has, the Albanian-born Bronco. Lots of young London and South East talent in the Broncos ranks. That's a short pass for Angus Peters. Peters held up very, very close to the line. It's Igbenedian at dummy half. Looks out to his left and very, very close to the try line. Oscar Thomas. He's a real flyer.
Did really well to hold him up there.
Igbenedian again gets the ball back to Mikey Bishy, and Bishy with the crossfield kick, and then the ball is put to ground. I think that's out on the far side. Amari Kara, who's put that ball down. In fact, it wasn't. It's Jimmy Morgan out on the far side. Just couldn't quite get to that ball.
It's interesting.
Really.
I'd try and keep the ball in hand as much as possible if I were London. You know, play with some good shape and try and keep the ball in hand. Try not to kick the ball away too much.
Well, Leeds back in possession. Long way to go, but there's plenty of open field spaces, of course, in this format of the game. 9 aside. Didn't see the power play. We have seen the pink ball. Remember, it's unlimited interchanges. This is Colton Roach. That was a really forceful run. It was a good tackle as well from Angus Peters of the London Broncos. Hood again. Well, London struggling to get hold of the little hooker. 3 good steps there.
Yeah.
Watson waits at dummy half. This is at the big man Brad Singleton. Gets the ball to Ollie Olds. Olds out along the line. Alex Foster gives a good ball to Curtis Wilson out on the far side for Leeds, and they're looking dangerous again. This is the last tackle. So will they go for the kick or not? Well, Olds plays it back to Singleton. They've lost a bit of ground there. The big prop forward doing the kicking. It doesn't bounce awkwardly enough from a Rhino's point of view. And Mikey Bishy, who could go the full length of the field if he gets past somebody, that's for sure.
Yeah, the last play again, a little bit poor from Leeds. I think if they keep their shape a little bit more, and obviously the defensive spaces are going to have to widen out. Does London make a break here?
Well, it is a break.
The pace.
Well, this is the speedster, Amari Caro. Yeah. He really has got a lot of speed. We were talking to Martin O'Fire before the programme began, and Martin O'Fire really fancied him in the sprint, and they're going for the power play. Michael Channing, there's the signal from the referee. Circular motion above his head. He's showing the power play, but the defence does have to get set.
That's interesting. He tried to take the power play quickly. The referee wouldn't let him. His teammates are already going back to the halfway line. Now they're setting themselves.
Well, they possibly assumed, I think, that they would just go for the drop goal there. Igbenedian.
Well, that power play unsuccessful. They just need to show a little bit more composure in that situation, I think, Dave.
Well, the advantage here for Leeds, having defended that power play, is that they don't start with the tap on the halfway line. They start on the 40 metres, so they've got a bit of an advantage for defending that power play so well. But Chris is right. It was a poor power play, that really. It's very, very disorganised there in London, but it is 4 apiece, and Caro, I think, serving notice of what he can do. Leeds have it with Brown. Aaron Brown tackled just on the 20 metres.
Come on, quick.
Kinehorst through one tackle, through another tackle, and scores. Well, London's parity didn't last long, did it?
Caro just showed his attacking prowess up the sideline. He just missed a one-on-one there. You'd expect him to make that, but unfortunately not for the Broncos.
And we are going to see another power play. So they've got one play, remember. One play to score, and it would have been very difficult to drop kick from that far side. Curtis Wilson, and I think they've got it. They've got an 8-pointer here. Curtis Wilson goes in, and London, well, really defensively, a little bit of a shambles there. They're trying to get the quick kick off, but Curtis Wilson showed his pace, and that was an example of how the power play can work.
Absolutely, David. Leeds showed a little bit of composure there. They were all aware of the power play going on. They held good shape and just managed to skip on the outside there.
So it's now 12-4 to Leeds. So, I mean, if it works, it's a great tactic. 8-pointer.
It is. It absolutely is. Especially with how difficult drop kicks are.
From the sidelines, for sure.
Yeah.
Well into the last minute now. This is Michael Channing. He's got plenty of first-team experience. The young Welsh international. Caro picks up at dummy half. Jack Dillon. And Leeds all offside there. So lots of rules are still the same as your standard 13-a-side game. Sam Bolger puts the ball up for Jack Malloy. Malloy's, well, as you can see, he's over the line, but I think he's brilliantly held up.
Go back. That's one. Go.
So another opportunity. On this near side, Jack Dillon has it. We'll get you the teams at half-time, by the way. This is Mikey Bishy. Bishy out to Caro, and Caro grounds. And right on the hooter, London have scored. And so now they do still have the opportunity, of course, for the power play or the conversion drop goal attempt. They've gone for the power play, obviously, I think, sensibly from there. It's 12-8, and this is the last. There was a bit of crossing there, and Oscar Thomas got his wires crossed with his teammate Lamont Bryan. And
my initial reactions after the tries being scored, Dave, is that Leeds are well aware of what they need to do to score the power play. London, however, look a little bit more ad lib, a little bit more off the cuff. Obviously, they messed that last one up, crossing Shepherd situation, but Leeds looking strong at the minute.
Here are the teams. Missed them a little earlier on, but Jimmy Watson at fullback. There are plenty of players with a little bit of first-team experience. Wilson, we've already seen score a very good try. Kinehorst as well. Lee Smith, of course, very, very well. And the 4 players on the right are the players that aren't actually involved in the game, because they've all brought squads of 17. It's 9 aside, obviously. Unlimited interchange, but from 4 interchange players. And then the London Broncos, well, Caro has got first-team experience. Oscar Thomas, he's a real flyer. Krasniki, we mentioned. And Lamont Bryan as well, all with first-team experience. And 1 or 2 of the Broncos players currently out on loan at the London Skolars in Championship 1. And I think helping to make the Skolars a much better team this season as well.
Absolutely. I've heard good reports from both my brothers who are down there at the Skolars, and yeah, they've got nothing but good raps on the boys.
We're about to get underway in the second half, and it's the high kick, the optional kick from Lee Smith, high into the air, very awkward bounce, and Leeds have got possession back.
That's one of those interpretations that, you know, you put the ball in the air. Spiral bombs really difficult to catch, and they're difficult enough as a fullback. Never mind a prop forward on the front line not catching the ball.
But Leeds have wasted all that good work because Hood couldn't keep hold of the ball at the play the ball. There was no interference, so it's still in the balance. This Leeds qualified with 10 wins from 12 games from the Eastern Division. The ball's been put down there though.
Error from Lamont Ryan.
Yeah.
Zero!
Experienced first teamer as well.
Yeah.
Just wasted that possession, and now Ollie Olds out to Luke Briscoe. This is Lee Smith. Smith with plenty of power. That's a really good tackle though from Oscar Thomas, but he's got up. Lee Smith, now he's had the ball stripped. That was 1-on-1, but surely it went forwards well. It's a really scruffy passage of play. Should be first knock on, and Leeds have got the decision.
I think justice prevails there. I think London did knock on, and Leeds are going to restart the game with a play the ball.
Let's go.
Alex Foster, sorry. And Olds high-ish, high tackle on Liam Foster, the Leeds number 12 by Omari Caro. So back-to-back decisions going quite rightly Leeds' way, and Liam Foster had to just drive the ball in. 12-8, so the margin is slender. If Leeds get over here, it'll be a hard deficit for London to recover from, and that's terrific play from Ollie Olds, and Ollie Olds dives over in the corner, extends the lead, and it may be no way back from here for the Broncos. They'll take the power play as well.
Yeah, Ollie Olds, really nice footwork, especially on the big men out there. Lamont Bryan just stood up and managed to just get on the outside of him. Again, looking at Leeds from the power play, they've kicked early, and I don't know if that was the right thing to do. They've got great shape, the sideline to sideline, and it's going to be really difficult to defend that for London.
So Oscar Thomas will take the tap from the 40. The referee wants to get everybody set.
Time off.
And Thomas has to wait. So they trail by 8 here, the Broncos. That's brilliant improvisation from Thomas. If he can, he's so unlucky. Oh, well, that was superb. Yeah, absolutely superb from Thomas. He was very unlucky there.
Have to admire that. Great skill. Improvising when the tough Leeds defence to break down. He's kicked early, hit the post. Unlucky.
But he couldn't do that again.
No.
That's a great.
Well, I think that was Lee Smith. Lee Smith drop out, found touch. That's going to be a play the ball to Leeds.
Leeds look like they've been doing a lot of practicing in this format, don't they? They really look well structured.
They do actually.
And well organised.
Yeah.
Brad Singleton is a very big player to try to put down.
Hold, guys, hold, go.
Just outside the 40. Aaron Brown.
2, move.
McMeekan.
Play on the outside.
Also by Malloy. Ball goes to Graham, but Duckworth picks up for the Rhinos.
3, move.
3 tackles gone in this set. Under 4 minutes to go. That could be just the chink of light that London need, perhaps.
Yeah, poor skill. I know that the rain was coming down a little bit. The ball's going to be a little bit greasy, but chest catching. Anyone knows that, get your hands up. Catch in hand, much easier to catch in hand.
1, move. Inside, guys. Go.
Thomas waits there at dummy half, and they've gone on the blind side with McMeekan again.
How 2, movement. Hold. Lee, stop pushing. Go.
It's a powerful run there. I think that's Krasniki actually, isn't it?
3, move. Hold.
Big Benedian waits at dummy half. Inside to Oscar Thomas. Now it's Bishy. And Bishy's through the gap, and Bishy's away. Now, has he got the legs? I don't think anybody's going to catch him. Mikey Bishy over for the Broncos. There's only 4 in it. Now, are they going for the 2 or are they going for the power play? They've got time to go for the 2.
I think they're doing the right thing. Just need to be composed. They've got one play. They've got good shape, good skill.
That was really, really poor execution in the end. The pass was a bit wafty-ish, wasn't it? It was in the air and it was just an arm stuck out by Amari Caro, but very little conviction in his attempt to get the ball to Adesanya out on that wing. So time off. If they can get the ball back quickly, London might still have a chance, but 2 minutes only remaining on the clock. Lee Smith. He's made a difference for Leeds. He's been one of the players that's really made a difference. Aaron Brown.
Move to the line.
This is Smith again. Out to Luke Briscoe. He's put the ball down. The ball went backwards there. 4 tackles gone. Leeds ahead by just the 4 points. If they score here, the game's over. That's better. That's more conviction. That's the way to get the ball out to the winger. And Leeds, I think, are home and dry. London had to get the ball back from them, really, to have a chance with so little time left on the scoreboard. It's a 5th Leeds try. It's 20 points to 12.
Fantastic skill from Colton Roach. He's got number 8 on his back. I'm not sure if he's normally a prop because he showed some great skill, some great ability to offload at pace there.
Well, they're going to just try to take the 2 because they've won it, I think, whatever now. And that was a very, very good conversion from wide out. So a 10-point advantage. Of course, the difference now is even if London were to score in the closing 40 seconds and convert a power play and get 8 points, they'd still be trailing by 2. So that's why Leeds took what was quite a difficult conversion attempt from the drop goal. Benedian can't pick up, the ball goes loose, and Leeds, Chris Thorman, are home and dry.
It looks like it, Dave, yeah, you're right. 10 points to go, 24 seconds.
0 tackle.
Picked up by Smith once again. Just more or less playing out time now, really.
1. Move! Come on, guys, work
Notice
hard.
Lee Smith's dictating. Lee Smith's jumping in a dummy half. He's playing first receiver. He's not playing traditionally how he would for the first team. He's not on the wing or at fullback. He's in there dictating the tempo of the game.
Well, there goes the final hooter, but we've got this last play and Curtis Wilson is away again. Well done to Caro. Oh, well, initially well done to Caro for bringing him down, but the touch judge has indicated that he put a foot in touch as a result of Caro's tackle. So it ends with a Leeds win by 10 points, but it was a decent first game, decent quarter-final, because, you know, until the last 60, 80 seconds, Chris, London were in with a shout.
Very much so. You know what, I think the transition from tries to power plays is the important one. I think that's what we've learned from that game. Leeds look a little bit more organised with regard to that, and London just lacked a little bit of composure when it came to running their power plays.
Well, London will have to go to the plate competition now, and obviously Leeds progress. The final score, Leeds 22, London 12. Back to Natalie.
Oh, we've got Barry here. A good start for you.
Yeah, pleased to get the win. Obviously, London put up a stiff fight, but I think it's a fabulous concept, nines, and I think the wide open spaces, the decisions that players have to make is part of their development. What we perhaps need to get right is the defending after you've made a mistake, but it's a great concept, and you know, I'm sure that it's not just the players, it's the fans that enjoy it as well.
I was going to say, it's important that clubs kind of embrace this and really encourage getting involved.
I think it's only what you put into it. I think if you put a substandard team in it, then you'll get substandard play. If you go at it and you give it a good go, then you'll enjoy it and get something from it.
Long night ahead, isn't it? And these guys have got to be at peak fitness, haven't they?
Yeah, it's about managing your players and making sure during the length of the tournament that you use the right people at the right time. But you know, there's some strong players here, there's some strong teams, and we'd love to be part of that last match.
Congratulations. Now we'll see you a little bit later. We're almost ready. The teams are heading out for our next game. We've got Wakefield and Cumbria. Let's get back to David and Chris.
Thanks very much, Natalie. So let's hope it's as competitive as that first game. So as I said, that was in the balance. The favourites going through, though, Leeds had the 10 wins in qualifying, London 7. This, in theory, could be more one-sided. Cumbria, last year's runners-up, so they've got form in that sense, but they only won 5 of their 12 matches in qualifying. Wakefield won every match, Chris, bar 1, and they were the champs of the Eastern Division, so even above Leeds.
Yeah, pretty impressive, and it's the interesting thing about the Cumbrian side, as it is. All of the Cumbrian sides coming together collectively, and it's great. It's great to see that.
Well, that is fantastic. Among the Wildcats team, Jordan Grayston and Matty Wildey, both of whom were part of the 2009 Academy winning side at Wakefield. There's quite a few lads have come through that into the first team, and Grayston and Wildey are 2 of them, and they are both playing. And among the Cumbrian side, look out for the right winger, Loz Hamzat. He's at Whitehaven. Remember, the Cumbrian clubs have combined Whitehaven, Workington and Barrow for this tournament. They've made a real go of it. The Whitehaven winger is at Lancaster University, and he does feature in our sprint challenge later. He's probably the fastest player in Cumbria, they reckon. And Brett Carter also playing. He's actually from Barrow, the Scottish international, but he signed for Workington. And it was Cumbria who got us underway with that kick-off. It was the spiral bomb attempt, as you say, difficult for a full-back. You see people like Brent Webb drop those occasionally, don't you? So when you put it to the big prop forwards, if you can kick it to the right man,
absolutely,
it's very difficult.
Played a bit of full-back myself, and it's pretty much a full-back's nightmare when you catch them right. You're not going to catch them.
Adam Slater for the Wildcats. Ryan Wright then with the offload.
Movement! 10 metres, hold.
Just waiting.
Go. Good. Well done.
Dummy half is Wright. And back to Grayston. And then Wakefield looking very slick and sharp in these opening stages. Liam Kay is tackled just outside the 10 metres. The ball's picked up by Hardcastle, the dummy half, kicked into the in goal. And that was actually quite clever by the Cumbrian fullback, Shane Akarisi, because he looked like he was going to kick the ball dead, but he actually completely missed it. And I think that was deliberate. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, just this once.
So Cumbria, an interesting sort of grey strip. Ball is with Carl Seiss, another pacey player.
Pacey player, someone that's been around for a very long time. I think I played for Cumbria Academy many moons ago with Carl Seiss, so he's well into his 30s.
Waiting at dummy half, James Dandy. The ball's played back inside, Sam G, and then the kick. Well, the kick's actually gone out of play. I don't know whether that was quite the intention there, Chris.
Yeah, just a little bit too much on it. I think actually they'd overrun it outside, and there was very little else on for him to do there.
So Wakefield back in possession. Dale Morton was brought to ground immediately. Hardcastle with the offload. Wakefield trying to just spread the play a little to the left-hand side, and they keep coming to this near side. Wildey just inside to Sam Fletcher, tackling from the Cumbrians. Of course, known as a dogged bunch up there, aren't they? Never easy to win away games if you're playing championship matches in Cumbria.
10 metres, wait, go.
Wright's the dummy half with the head give. Finds Wildey, that's a good ball to Liam Kay. There's a little bit of space for Kay. Oh, it's a great tackle though from the fullback. It was a terrific tackle in its own right, but the fact he's put the player into touch, that's really special.
Absolutely. Who's that over there? I think that's Carl Seiss.
It is Carl Seiss.
He's managed to do a great job there. Stopped a certain try by the looks of it, and got his side the ball back.
So Cumbria trying to bring the ball forward from deep inside their own half.
Stand up. Go, good. Stand up and play the ball.
It's 0-0 at the moment. We've played almost 5 minutes. By the way, if these matches are tied, we will have extra time, but it's golden point extra time. So you can kick drop goals if you want in this format of the competition in open play for the 1 point. You can try for a try, but the first to score in extra time. And I know we've had quite a few draws, actually, a few drawn games in the qualifying tournament.
They, of course, didn't go to Golden Point. We just took the results from those.
Again, Cumbria just sort of misreading what each other are doing, just overrunning each other. Don't know if that's a sign of enthusiasm or what, but just coughing the ball up a little bit too easily right now.
It's a good run earlier from Brad Krellin, which is a Cumbrian name, famous Cumbrian name. I remember a Blackpool Borough coach, June Krellin, many years ago. I'm showing my age there. Brett Carter to this near side, finds this near side. Well, they're going to take that in there. Wakefield Trinity.
Is that Jordan Grayson just passing to his feet there? Sit the ball up. You know, the try line's begging right there. Carl Tice is coming across, but I doubt he makes that tackle there.
I think that would have been a try for Sam Fletcher, the scrum half. The number 7 had that ball gone into his hands. Not really had field position, the Cumbrians, yet, have they, Chris?
They haven't. They've coughed the ball up early in tackles. It's going to be interesting to see what they do this set. Got some decent shape here. Good D from Wakefield, though. Good hit that.
We have had a 0-0, by the way, in one of the qualifying competitions at Widnes. It was the Gloucestershire All Golds and the London Broncos. We'll just see what happens here. I'll tell you a little bit about the Gloucestershire All Golds in a minute, but that's brilliant play. Was that ruled as a knockdown by the Leeds player? The ball's come free, and
Wakefield just needed to get on that. You know, it was off his head. It wasn't a knock on. Wakefield so slow to react there. Now Cumbria have got some field position.
They have, and another set of 6. Liam Campbell just drives the ball in. That is the 20-metre line you can see there. And Cumbria have got a penalty side. They started a little slack, Cumbria, certainly with ball in hand, but now they just seem to have got to grips with the red-hot favourites, it has to be said, Wakefield Trinity in this tie. 11 wins in, qualifying to 5. You would have to say they are hot favourites. This is Campbell again. Almost up to the goal line.
2 feet.
By Dawes at dummy half. Plays it out, and there's a little bit of space there. And they're over, I think. Referee will have a think, but he's given the try. And Cumbria, having been outplayed really in the opening 6 or 7 minutes, have really come back strongly. They've got the opening try, and they're not going for the power play. Interesting.
That is interesting, but I think, you know, it just shows that you get a little bit of field position, and it's going to be really tough to defend your line. You know, the back-to-back sets there, a penalty and a turnover from Wakefield, and Wakefield are probably going to be a little bit disappointed that they didn't react to that loose ball a little bit quicker.
Here come Wakefield looking to hit back immediately. These, remember, the top 8 clubs. They've battled through a total of 96 fixtures over 16 festivals on 4 Tuesday evenings. So a lot of work has gone into this tournament. The University of All Golds, I was going to say, Gloucestershire All Golds, they'll be in Championship 1, of course, next year. They didn't make the 8, but they improved considerably as the qualifying tournaments went on. And in fact, in the final festival at Salford, they didn't lose a game. In fact, they won all bar 1, they drew that, and all against Super League opposition as well. So maybe they make an impact in Championship 1, and certainly geographically the spread's going to be very interesting for that competition next season. There goes the hooter for half-time. It's 6-0 at the break, and well, this is a potential shock, no question, Chris.
Yeah, it is. I think Wakefield, like I said, will be a little bit disappointed with the reactions on the loose balls. Cumbria deserve to be winning, I'll be honest. Interesting that they did take the drop kick instead of the power play as well. 6 points, so very much all to play for in the second half.
I think what's interesting about that, it almost depends on whether you think it's going to be a high-scoring match or a low-scoring match. Now, the first match, there were plenty of points and there were lots of power plays, but here, I don't know, maybe Cumbria think there ain't going to be too many points in this, and maybe they're getting 6 rather than possibly only 4.
Also, we've seen Cumbria kick the ball a little bit more than the first 2 teams, London and Leeds, so that's interesting. That's an interesting stat. Looking at Wakefield's setup though offensively, they've certainly got the potential to score points, and it's going to be interesting here.
Cumbria, by the way, didn't go for any power plays at all last year, I'm told, which is a really interesting stat. That's just the way that they want to play it. So we're underway in this second period. It was a tricky take, but well played the Cumbrians. Sam G who took that ball in. This is Olstrom and then Carl Seiss. Can we have it with Dawes, who almost scored a try in that first period. They've got a penalty, and Wakefield are just flapping a little bit here.
They are a little bit. Glenn Morrison on the sideline's not going to be very happy with that. Turning the ball over and giving penalties away like that. Wakefield need to find a little bit of intensity here, and they need to maybe force an error or come up with the ball.
It's interesting, the second game, I mean, the defences I think have been a bit better, but I don't think the attacks have asked quite as many questions as Leeds and even London, actually, in fairness.
Yeah.
Ball on this near side again to Carl Seiss of Cumbria. Just inside the 30, and they've still got 3 tackles up their sleeve. There's a kick that was actually touched, but if the ball can be picked up cleanly, well, it's been knocked on. I think there's 2 knock-ons there, but the first one, I think, clearly against a Cumbrian. No scrums ordinarily on 4th tackle. A mistake like that, we'd have a scrum. Don't bother with scrums in 9s. Straightforward handover.
Again, Cumbria keen to kick the ball on play 3. I think that was there, Dave. Yeah, it's an interesting. It's an interesting tactic. I'd really want to keep the ball in hand as much as possible.
Okay, let's just quickly cross down to Natalie. I think she's got Glenn Morrison with her, the Wakefield Trinity coach. Natalie.
Glenn, a lot of shouting from and getting very animated. What are you shouting to your team?
Yeah, we haven't started the games too strongly in the past, and we haven't done it again today. So we're just trying to switch on and hopefully come home strong like we have in the past. But at the moment, we're looking a little bit tired.
A couple of minutes in it, though, you've still got a chance to make your way through in this game.
Yeah, we've scored plenty of points in the competition so far. So fingers crossed we can get it together. Yeah, pretty exciting stuff at the moment.
Thanks, Glenn.
You're right, sir.
Well, they need to bounce back to Wakefield, trailing here by 6. Still got time, of course. 5 minutes. Doesn't sound long, but you know, it's a third of the game in this form of rugby league, the 9s. But a mistake made by Wakefield again. And for a team that's won 11 of their 12 games, they haven't hit their straps, and I think Glenn Morrison was alluding to that there.
Yeah, he'll be even more frustrated after that error. Decent offload there, but then led into another error, another knock-on. So Cumbria looking a little bit more composed, and obviously that willingness to kick the ball is probably going to get them a little bit of field position here, coming out of here if they control it.
So this near side, and who's that? That is Hamzat. He's on the wrong side of the field at the moment. The Cumbrian flyer was Hamzat, and now Liam Campbell. A really good run down this touchline. Was picked up by Dandy at dummy half. Here's the kick again from Sam G, and it's a chase. Wakefield are going to have to deal with it, and the only way that Jordan Grayston felt he could deal with it, with players breathing down his neck, was to knock the ball out of play with a goal line dropout. Very, very interesting tactic again from Cumbria.
It is
constant
an interesting tactic, but Cumbria's willingness to chase the kick has earned them a dropout there. You know that Wakefield are going to struggle. They're giving them the ball back now, and you know, you'd expect Cumbria to maybe capitalise on this next set of 6.
Well, the clock stopped with 3:40. The dropout. I think having seen that replay, Grayson didn't want to put the ball dead, but I think he probably did the right thing under the circumstances. Here's Hamzat again for the Cumbrians. This would be quite a coup if they can beat Wakefield. I think going into this tournament, you'd have to say Wigan were the favourites, and perhaps people would have Leeds and Wakefield as next best. That was a high shot there on Olstrom. So a quick penalty taken, and Campbell, he's been very impressive. The loose forward Liam Campbell, picked up by Dandy at dummy half. Here's Hamzat, and Hamzat saw the gap. That to me, actually initially came off a Wakefield player.
I think you're right there.
But it may have gone backwards. Yeah, I think the referee's ruling that has gone backwards.
Little bit of fortune from Wakefield. It's maybe what they need to get the first points on the board here.
Well, we've only got 2 minutes 40 seconds, and we've just seen the one score in this game, so completely different than the first quarter-final tie we saw. Kay has it. I mean, if they score now, what do they do? Does it depend where they score? Do they go for the power play?
I think it does. You know what? In this concept, in nines, you have to go for the jugular. You have to go for the win.
Well, they could have thrown this away because the referee, and I think he was quite right there, the Wakefield player, I think, put his knee, even though he was in possession, put his knee into the face of the Cumbrian player. And now Cumbria, there's a real chance. 2 minutes to go. Hamzat again.
10 metres, wait, go, good.
Dawes waits at dummy half, starting to really come down now. The rain, and this is won it for Cumbria. Absolutely terrific play from a team who came into the tournament as the rank outsiders, really, the team that had won the fewest games in qualifying. They're just going, again, not for the power play. Oh, well, he's missed incredibly. Liam.
The kick. You know, it's funny we talked about the drop goals to be taken in front of the post. He just need to take his time a little bit there. But again, good line, good unders line from the try scorer.
The referee's not going to give you all day to take the drop kick conversion, but I think he'd have given you a little bit more time than that. And when you're winning 10-0,
and when there's only 90 seconds to go, Dave, you know, you need to be aware. Your game management skills need to come into place. You need to check the time and stuff like that. But I wouldn't think that it'll come back to bite them on the backside.
I don't think it will, because there's less than 60 seconds to go now, and the ball is out wide. They might get a score here, but I don't think they won't get a score because they've thrown the ball away and given it straight to the Cumbrian hooker, Stephen Dawes.
Go, good.
And Cumbria have won this. 40 seconds left to go. I don't think Wakefield are going to be scoring twice in that time. Cumbria in possession. And you have to say, every credit to the Cumbrian players.
They haven't coughed the ball. Wakefield have coughed the ball up a little bit too much. Again, they're kicking early. They've got chances here.
Well, they have got a chance, because the standoff, Elliot Miller's after this, he couldn't quite reach it. And then it's Wakefield to come away with. We're into the last 10 seconds, though. This is Morton.
Play on! Hell, zero!
Still going. It's a good run from Dale Morton. That should have been a penalty, but the referee, here's the hooter, blows the whistle, and all we can say there is, well done, Cumbria. That is a shock, the first real shock of the tournament.
Absolutely. You know, with the rain coming down now, it's about how well you play the conditions. Cumbria played the conditions much better than Wakefield there. They had a smart kicking game too, willing to chase the ball, and well done to them.
Final score then here, 10-0 to Cumbria. That's quite a shock.
So wins for Leeds and Cumbria. And Martin, a first taste for people of the Rugby League Nines if people haven't seen it before.
Yes, two fantastic games. One went to, they really did feel like, it went to form with Leeds come with a victory. A bit of an upset in the second game, I didn't think that Cumbria would have got that game. Wakefield, I think they've only had one loss in the 12 games that they played, so that was a bit of an upset. But I think Wakefield, probably didn't have as much experience as the Cumbrian side had out. I thought it was a really good defensive display by Cumbria.
We're going to see some of the action that we've seen already tonight from our first game from Oscar Thomas, and just talk us through what we saw in that first game, because this is what we can expect, isn't it?
Well, see a nice kick over the top, a nice bit of individual play by Oscar Thomas. Didn't quite get the play, as you say there, he just took it on his own, really did leave a lot of the Leeds players standing. Just unfortunate that it came off the post, or that would have been a try. We saw a fantastic effort by Amari Caro to open the scoring for the London side, but as I say, Leeds just had a bit more experience in and around the team. They had Lee Smith, who was a pretty decorated player, won the Harry Sunderland, won numerous Super League titles with Leeds, and with Barry Mack in the background and James Lowes, I think they just had it over London's inexperience.
So how do you think Cumbria will fare against Leeds?
Well, I won't make them favourites again, but I think they're loving the underdog tag. You know, got them through in the first game, and you know, you can't really bet against them, I'd say.
Talking of fast, I mean, these are fast-paced games, these are, but just a little bit of news for you as well, because Jamal Chisholm is now going to feature in the fastest man in Rugby League race. Could be interesting now. It spices things up even more.
Yeah, it definitely does. Jamal, as I said earlier, he was the champion in 09 and 010. I actually got to present him with the award in 010, so it's good to see him back in the competition. I know that Ben Jones Bishop has pulled out, but yeah, you know, it's the two heavyweights. Jody Broughton, last year's winner, against a back-to-back champion, and Amari Carroll, I think, also in the race. He came second in 010 as well.
Okay, the rain's starting to come down a little bit. We're ready for our next game, and the first chance to see the defending champions, Warrington against Hull KR. Let's get back to David and Chris.
Thanks, Natalie. Hope you're not getting too drenched down there. We're nice and dry, if it's any consolation, up here, perched in our little gantry.
Interesting
on the other side of the ground.
We didn't see the spiral bomb there. Brad Dwyer's just kicking for field position for territory immediately, so that maybe that's an early signal from Warrington.
So it's Hull Kingston Rovers in possession. If you're expecting to see them in red, well, here they are in blue tonight. Warrington in their traditional kit, their white with the primrose and blue. Hull Kingston Rovers with Matthew Baharrell. The ball was knocked down. I'll be back to one. And Rovers, they're just, well, in the end they did well there. Aaron Ollett, I thought he was going to drop that ball, but he did really well.
Put under pressure well by Ben Helliwell there.
Lewis Sharif loses the ball, and then Warrington with Gavin Benyon.
And these conditions are really going to play a part in tonight, and whoever plays the conditions well will more or less come out victorious, because the rain's coming down a little bit. That ball's getting greasy.
Brad Dwyer was waiting at 6. This is Danny Burkitt. It's a forceful run from the blindside prop forward, picked up by Bobby Goulding. That's Bobby Goulding Jr. for Warrington. And Danny Burkitt there, again, very close to the goal line. Dwyer looks to Goulding, and then it's the interception. And what a shame for Chris Hiley, couldn't quite go all the way. He's been really good in qualifying. Hiley's a big, strong centre for Hull Kingston Rovers. Rain continues to team down here at Headingley.
3, mark it on square.
Rovers into the opposition half for the first time, but ball almost immediately lost there by Baharrell. Now Warrington with Saltonstall to carry it outside their own 40. That's Curry. This is Rhys Evans, although they're wrongly listed on the team sheets. They're both players with first team experience. Dwyer.
Definitely Rhys Evans, isn't it?
It certainly is. And here's Saltonstall. Really good run from the scrum half. Within the 10 now.
Warrington play quick, go on the short side. We've got an opportunity there.
Benyon plays the ball to Goulding, and then it goes to ground, but a penalty for offside. That's one of the reasons, I think, that Warrington dropped the ball. They were hurried into that mistake, and, well, from close range, that's very, very simple for Danny Burkitt to go over. First try. They look very well organised and disciplined here, Warrington.
They sure do. They're very similar to how Leeds was set up. Very well drilled, very well coached. And here comes the power play.
Little dink into the in goal. It was interesting kicking on the power play, but it hasn't come off, so it's just 4-0.
Hull are very keen to take this tap quickly.
Well, they're taking it from the wrong place. They can move. What's the referee doing? They can move another 10 metres. The referee doesn't seem to realise that.
Well, it's not just the players that are struggling to come to terms with the new interpretations. The referee definitely got that one wrong.
Play on.
Well, that ball hasn't been reefed, come loose in normal circumstances, according to the referee, but the ref there clearly didn't know that rule, that the because Hull KR held out on the power play, they get a reward, and their reward is an extra 10 metres, but the referee didn't realise that. Warrington got the ball back, but immediately they have lost it. It's a little bit scrappy.
It is a little bit. I've obviously spoken about the conditions. They just need to control the ball a little bit more.
So Rovers on the 40. This is George Griffin. Griffin with the offload, but yes, another error, Chris. You can see what they're trying to do, because they've got some decent backs out wide, haven't they?
They've actually got some big outside backs, and they're trying to offload the ball. They maybe want to try and control the ball a little bit more than they actually are right now.
Hold!
2.5 minutes remain of this first period. Warrington up to the halfway line. Jordan Burke at the dummy half position, and then here's Ben Curry. He was on the bench for the first team on Sunday, game I saw, Warrington against Hull, and then Dwyer goes through, and was he caught late? He wants a penalty, and he's going to get a penalty there. Just taken out late after he put the kick through, and you'd probably bet on Warrington if they can keep the ball in hand to score here. And famous last words from the commentator. I think that goes down as a Coleman ball.
It's a bit of an error fest at the minute, isn't it?
Get out of there, straight back. Let's go! Let's mark.
The ref's awarded a penalty. There's 90 seconds or so remaining in this first period. The referee's quite got to grips with this game. This has been the scrappiest of the games, I think, so far. For Hull KR, Peterson with that mop top and the headband manages to offload. Peterson again at dummy half. But he's quite a standout with his green boots, Peterson. Just going down the middle. Tyler Heppy. There's a few famous names out there, aren't there? Heppy, Goulding, Dwyer.
Tyler Heppy's dad, Brad, played, didn't he? He played at Castleford and Doncaster.
Well, here come Warrington again with Jack Cooper. Cooper escapes the clutches of Keele Carlisle. Cooper continues almost up to the 20 metres, picked up by Dwyer. He's been very influential in this first period for the Warrington Wolves, and here he is again at dummy half. Dwyer looks to his right and finds Burkett, the scorer of the game's only try thus far. Cooper wasn't far away from making it a second try to Warrington.
Look for Brad Dwyer having a sniff here.
Well, he is having a sniff, and he's over, but has he lost the ball there?
He's obviously a standout player. He's played in the Super League the last few weeks, and he's certainly one that Hull KR should be keeping a close eye on.
I think the only reassurance for Hull Kingston Rovers, we were 5 seconds from half time, they're not out of this game yet. They probably should be, but they're not.
Well, they've dropped more balls than they've caught, and they've still got an opportunity here.
They have, with Chris Heil. Has he? Well, he felt he didn't have the pace, so he's kicked, and across goes Jordan Burke. Well, he rather flapped at it, but in the end he got the job done. And at half time, Warrington Wolves leading Chris Thorman by 4 points to 0. But as I say, Hull Kingston Rovers can consider themselves still in this game, can't they?
They can. For as poorly as they've played, there's only 4 points in it, and you know how easy it is to score 4 points in this format of the game.
I think the rain has just relented at the moment.
I think it's safe to say whoever controls the ball the best in this half will inevitably go on to win the game.
I think the funny thing is, obviously this game, even though effectively it's just taking 4 players out of a standard 13 team, and obviously there are some slight rule alterations, the power play being the most obvious. The bottom line is, if you do all the right things in 9s, it's the same as if you do all the right things in 13 aside.
The fundamentals of the game don't change at all. You carry the ball strongly, you control the ball, and you get a little bit of field position, a little bit of territory, you'll score points. That's what it's going to come down to. Hull KR have coughed the ball up early in the tackle count a lot that half, so be interesting to see what coaches have said. Control the ball will be my message.
Keep working hard here. Just keep...
Well, Warrington are the holders, so should perhaps make some allowances for Hull KR. They won 6 of their games, half their games in qualifying Rovers. Warrington only won 8. They didn't quite reach the standards of last season. And there we see the spiral bomb, the really difficult kick, but when you take it like that, it affords an opportunity, and here is an opportunity for Warrington, and I think it's Helliwell who's going to go all the way. No, in the end, he's ground down there on the far side. Wonderful defence. Warrington, though, still in possession. And Hull Kingston Rovers all caught offside. Whole host of them, raft of them there. And a penalty for the Warrington Wolves. So Hull Kingston Rovers with the restart. Here's Rhys Evans. And Evans is very big and very strong. And he...
Held up, guys, held up.
Oh, he's held up. I thought he was about to
I thought the in-goal judge had given that.
Well, the way he scampered backwards.
Yeah, the referee overruled him, obviously, and didn't think he'd put the ball down.
Dwyer initially finds Goulding, hands it on. I think that's Curry, but he's underneath a couple of tacklers there. It is Curry.
Pretty sure it is.
Dwyer again, and Dwyer, there's plenty of space for him there. And Brad Dwyer is over, and that makes it 8-0. And Hull KR, well, they needed a great start to this half. They've got precisely the opposite.
Yeah, and it could potentially get worse here. Said Brad Dwyer is going to have a go from dummy half anywhere near the line, and he proved to be right there.
Little kick to the in goal. That seems a popular power play tactic. It hasn't actually worked, I don't think, yet, has it?
I'm not sure about that one. Keep your shape, and obviously it's greasy, and any long passes could potentially go to floor or be intercepted. But Brad Dwyer is keen on kicking the ball there in that situation.
Well, the referee has obviously been told, because he's gone back to the 40 metres this time. That's Hull KR's reward for defending that power play, which didn't, in fairness, take too much defending in the end. This is Liam Salter. There were some ironic cheers, I think, from some members of the crowd. Baharul gets the ball on to Christian Bell, and Bell with the offload. Warrington's tackling is keen as mustard at the moment, it has to be said. Here's Baharul again. Offloads to Bell once more. Bell with a good ball out. Warrington across. Defensively, they look excellent, the Warrington Wolves. Very, very well drilled. Baharul, that's a good ball. There is some open space on this far side. That's a terrific tackle, though, from Saltonstall. Did really, really well to carry his men.
Outstanding tackle.
Out 10.
Nice skill, good vision.
Wait, play it, go.
Just disappeared from our view, actually, and I actually thought he'd gone out of play, but he didn't. But it was still great defence. But this is the last, and the ball bounces kindly. And I think they've knocked on. They have knocked on. So it'll be the 20-metre restart, and that probably Rovers, well, certainly their best chance of getting back into this game, because as an attacking force, we haven't seen too much of them.
No, they've got a little bit of field position there, and they threatened the line. They've just got a D up here, and then can control the ball when they do get it again.
Rhys Evans, player with first team experience at the Warrington Wolves, offloads to another, Ben Curry. Well, they've had problems all night with Cooper. Good offload in the end. Curry out to this near side. And Saltonstall in the end takes the tackle. Listed at scrum half. He's played out wide for most of the evening, James Saltonstall.
Yeah, I think you can ignore most of the numbers on the back.
We can ignore some of the players' names against the numbers as well, can't we? Well, it's the bomb. I think there may have been one or two Warrington players were offside there, but in any case, Blades managed to get the ball.
He's in front of you. Offside.
It's a penalty to Hull Kingston Rovers now. Warrington caught offside.
I'd like the referee to communicate that a little bit better there. He was offside initially, and he said play on, and then when it didn't suit, he gave him offside.
So Hull Kingston Rovers really need to score in this set. They do still have a chance, because at 8-0, and I think that was the danger of Warrington taking that second power play, because had they made it 10-0, Hull KR couldn't equalise with just one try and a power play score. Now they can, and indeed they might, because George Griffin is careering in. and George Griffin with a terrific try close to the post.
You can see the Hull KR players signal to each other they need the power play. They're going to go for it. They've shown good skill.
They're going to get it.
And they've got it.
Chris Heil. So within, 8 seconds, 10 seconds, 8-0 is 8 apiece. And that's why I think it was dangerous of Warrington not to take the drop goal conversion attempt when they scored their second try. That was superb.
It just proves how easy it is to get that 8-point deficit, turned around. It's 8-all now, all to play for.
And one of the favourites, Warrington, could be going out here, and that's a one-on-one ball steal. There's nothing wrong with that. Terrific play again from Chris Heil, the man who got that power play score, and it's game on. And in some ways, I would say this has been the most one-sided, actually, of the three quarter-finals we've had so far, and yet it's in the balance. And Hull Kingston Rovers could snatch it here. Griffin scored a terrific try. And there he was again. Ball's picked up by Carlisle, down to Liam Salter.
Well, it's gone from the most one-sided to being the most exciting now that they've finished, that we've got in place, and he's through again.
Well, this guy has been terrific, George Griffin. He shouldn't get away from Bobby Goulding Jr. and hasn't, but they're very close to the line, and they're going to win it at the death, I think, possibly here. That is Liam Salter, and this is a real shock. Are the champions on their way out of Rugby League's Nines competition? They're going to eat up the clock a little bit. They're not going to go for the power play. They're going to attempt the drop goal conversion. And what a turnaround, and what a very good score from Liam Salter, but made by the big prop, George Griffin.
Good skill, great work from Griffin again, went through, clean break, and it's an interesting decision to kick the goal here, and he's struck it beautifully. It's over, and that's bought them. That took about 35 seconds to take that kick. So smart play all round by Hull KR.
It's a terrific kick as well. 14-8, and Warrington have chosen to kick, but picked up for Hull KR by Jacob Blades, and he didn't try anything too fancy. I thought just for a moment he was going to try to run down the touchline.
Another upset on the cards by the look of it, Dave.
Yeah, what a competition this is turning out with these quarterfinals. We've had real shocks in, well, potentially 2 of the 3 games. I'll tell you what, if Mikey Bishie in that first game, if that long kick and chase hadn't hit the padding and wrong-footed him, we might have had 3 out of 3. But Leeds did win that first game. Cumbria shocking Wakefield. But this is the last play, and Warrington have got to score. We've only got 5 seconds to go. I don't know whether they realise how little time there is. They've got to get up. There's the hooter. Brad Dwyer tackled in possession. They'll play on. This is the very last play of the game. Hull KR can just throw it anywhere. It's caught brilliantly by... was it Burkitt? I think it was Burkitt, but he couldn't offload. And Hull Kingston Rovers have turned this round in quite astonishing style, Chris Thorman.
The Warrington boys look gutted, don't they? They were very much in control of that game. Quick turnaround, try, power play, try, 8-all. Total contrast to the first half performance. They kept coughing the ball up. Second half, they controlled the ball. Was it Griffin?
Yeah, George Griffin.
Griffin, some great carries from him. Big try, big clean break to lead to the 3rd try, and well done Hull KR.
Well, a real turnaround in fortune. So the final score there, Warrington 8, Hull Kingston Rovers 14. And our next game features our own championship side, one of our championship sides on Premier Sports, Featherstone Rovers, up against the mighty Wigan, top, of course, of Super League. And I think Natalie has the Featherstone coach with her.
Certainly have Danny Evans joining us, and just a couple of minutes before you get into action, but the only representative from the championship, and it's a fierce competition. It's a good test for your guys, isn't it? And you're looking over the reserves. As a coach, what are you kind of looking for? What standard are these players at?
We're under no illusions this is going to be tough for us today, but this is where we want to be as a club. We want to be competing against the Super League clubs, and as a club as a whole, that we're doing everything that we can come next Super League application that we're thereabouts.
And a tough test against Wigan. They've had a great run into today, haven't they? Undefeated. It's going to be a hard game for you.
Yeah, Wigan are undefeated, and we come into again underdogs, but we've everything to gain from this today.
What do you want to take from the competition then today, away from this today?
Just for the boys, I think they've done really well to get to the finals, and just to be able to compete today and give a good account of themselves.
And of course we will see Jack Bustisi. We've seen him before on Premier Sports, but any more familiar faces that we'll see today?
Yeah, there's a fair few out there. I don't like to single players out, but there's the likes of Kyron Johnson, Jack Buzzy, Tom Carr, that got bright futures in the game down at Featherstone.
Danny, all the very best. We are almost ready for our next game. Plenty of action here on Premier Sports. We're almost ready for our next game. Let's go to the commentary team. David and Chris are with you. And the Headingley Carnegie Stadium. It's the Rugby League Nines finals. Martin, we've had our quarter-finals, 4 fantastic games to give us a taster. Let's just take a look at where we're up to now and where things go from here. These are the teams then that make it through to the Cup semi-finals. And some great games still to look forward to, Martin.
Yeah, Warrington, Wigan. I saw that as probably a Cup semi-final, not a plate semi-final. You know, London, they're up against Wakefield. London haven't really got that much experience in this competition, but I think they'll take a lot from that first outing against Leeds Rhinos, and hopefully we'll see Oscar Thomas. He might actually get over the line. He was pretty close in that opening game against the Leeds Rhinos. We saw what Amari Carroll can do. They've got a few other big units in that London team, and then you've got Mikey Bichet at number 7 controlling things. So look out for London to maybe spring an upset against Wakefield. But I'm sure that Wigan, they'll be really upset to be in the plate competition now, and we have to see how they're going to react to that loss in their quarter-final.
Well, you say still things to play for, isn't it? They still want to put on a show, don't they, in those plate semis?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, after losing your opening game, it's a bit of a downer, but you have to refocus, reset your goals. You know, you can't give up. There's still something to play for. You know, London, they've come a long way to play one game and lose it, so I'm sure that they want to go home with a little bit of success by winning the plate. So all these teams, the 4 teams in the semi-finals, they'll be looking to put on good performances.
Some games coming thick and fast here. We're about ready to go to our first plate semi-final. It's London Wakefield. Let's get back to our commentary team tonight, which is David Oakes and Chris Thorman.
Thanks very much, Natalie. Glad to say the rain has eased. In fact, it's completely relented now. Yes, it's London against Wakefield in this first plate semi-final. I think London probably knew it was always going to be tough, given that they were drawn against the Leeds Rhinos, who obviously have the home advantage and had done really well in the qualifying. Wakefield clearly would have expected to have beaten Cumbria.
Well, Wakefield will be disappointed because I don't think they expected to lose. They didn't play well at all the last time out, but London, on the other hand, came up against a very good lead side, but again still showed some really nice offensive stuff. It's going to be an interesting battle there.
The pictures you're looking at the moment, by the way, this is Leeds Grammar School, who have won the Independent Schools Rugby League Nines trophy. I'll tell you what, when I was a boy, I don't think there were any independent schools playing rugby league. I think that shows we must have come somewhere up in the world.
It's good to see, actually. They pulled up in the car park next to me, and very well-spoken young men they were.
I think I'm right in saying they beat Silcote School from Wakefield in the final, but that's Leeds Grammar School. These are the Leeds Grammar School boys that have won the Independent Schools Trophy. We are waiting for London Broncos against Wakefield Trinity Wildcats in the first of the plate semi-finals. And the Broncos, well, I suppose you could say they were actually the only underdog that didn't spring a surprise.
Yeah, it's funny reiterating the point that it is a plate final, because I think the next few, plate semi-final, my mistake. It could just as likely, the way the competition's gone, be a cup semi-final. You know, that just shows how talented all of these teams are. And again, I think that it's maybe drying up a little bit. The rain hasn't been coming down. I still think controlling the ball is going to be really important, and playing a little bit of field position. And you know what? It would be nice to see some tries this game.
Anybody particular on either of these sides that you're looking out for in this plate semi?
There's certainly a lot of pace in the London side. Amari Caro has certainly got pace to burn, and he's a big boy. Looking at him from up here, 6'3" and well over 100 kg. So yeah, some good athletes.
And that was Jack Anderson we were just taking a look at for the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats with the.
Just on Jack Anderson, that's actually an interesting one. I've in my role as head coach at York Knights, I've been coaching York College, and Jack's actually a pupil at York College.
Right.
And I know that Wakefield I've got really high hopes of him. He's only a young lad. He's only 17, 18, and he's been playing in their 20s and been really playing well for them this year.
So we're about to get underway then. We've had the 4 quarterfinals. We've got a couple of plate semi-finals. There is a plate final to come for the winner of this match, but the loser, they can go home, pack up and go home if they don't want to watch the rest of the action. Their night's work is done, and for London, obviously, as Martin Afaya was saying, they've come a long way.
Well, I don't know if London could potentially catch the earlier train home. I think they got the train up, so let's hope not for their sake, though.
Well, maybe they'll win this. We shall see. It's Wakefield to kick off, and it's the high kick-off from Matty Wildey. That was a real tester. It was well taken in the end by Jack Dillon. I think we ought to give the big forward a little bit of credit there.
Sure do. We know how difficult they are, and he struck it really nicely, Wildey there.
The Broncos in this all dark blue kit. Nice contrast with Wakefield in their predominantly white, and that ball wasn't reefed out there illegally by Anderson. The referee said it was a mistake. Anakin gets the ball to this near side. This is Parkin, and Parkin is tackled, very well tackled by Bichet there. Referee said play the ball inside the 20 metres, and this is Davey.
Take it here, guys. Go.
Dummy half is Fletcher. Wildey orchestrating things. Just puts the ball up to Davey.
3, stand, hold your line.
Bit of tackling still to do here for London, because they've got 3 tackles to play with. There's an overlap on the far side. If Anderson can get the ball out at the moment, he can't. That's good tackling from Mick Channing. Play with first team experience for the London Broncos. Wildey, they're looking dangerous, must score surely on this near side. Sam Parkin dives over, and Wakefield have the early lead against the Broncos. They've been playing less than 2 minutes, and they're going to go for the power play. Referee, that's the signal, the power play signal. 1 play for Wakefield to add to their lead. I don't think they're going to do it. So just the 4 points, Chris Thorman.
Yeah, interesting to see how Wakefield have started this game. They're looking a lot more composed. They're controlling the ball a lot more. Took his opportunity well. Power play, they actually worked the short side. If the pass had been out in front a little bit more, they could have doubled it up there.
Malloy for the Broncos. Scored a couple of good tries against Leeds in their match, but beaten by 10 points in the end. Certainly saw flashes of brilliance from Oscar Thomas, the man in possession at the moment, just outside the 20 metres.
London just happy to carry the ball out, 1 out at the minute.
Igbenedian with the offload to McMeekan. Mike McMeekan. Really good carry from McMeekan. They're having the devil's own job to stop the big number 3 there.
Oh, they're looking across the board, the London boys, there's some big athletes out there.
Well, that's a great ball in acres of space, and that's a try for the Broncos.
Forward pass, Dave. She's giving a forward pass there.
Right, well, that was an interesting one.
It was a long pass. I don't know.
That's it, that'll do it.
Out of his hands backwards, I thought, but...
Go.
Wakefield in possession, they've dropped it on first tackle. Well,
very fortunate.
Well, here's the... well, it was one of those 50-50. You've seen them given and seen them not given, in fairness. Wakefield probably got a rather fortunate call a little later than that, with that ball was dislodged, and it seemed to go forward.
Play on.
Now there's a little bit of space. Work down the left-hand side. Channing is across to make a very good tackle there.
Make it.
Opposite number. Wakefield with Ryan Wright here, and Channing's there again. The only switch codes from rugby union. First game of rugby league, Mike Channing was as a 17-year-old. Oh, that was a great dummy from Matty Wilder.
You know what?
That was terrific. Kieran Hyde, the scorer.
I was just going to say, Matty Wilder looks really smart out of dummy half there. He's looking to work the short side. He's looking open side, coming back short side. He worked it on the power play, and it just didn't come off for him. It came off a treat for him there. And they're happy to take the 2 points from the drop goal here, and he makes sure.
That's because that makes it 10-0. Kieran Hyde's drop goal conversion. That was a fine try. It was the dummy of the night so far, I think that's without question.
It was just on that, and you know, we're down in, it's 9-a-side, and I think the guy playing the ball has to stay in the game as much as possible. Just because he's playing the ball doesn't mean he can't become involved offensively. He plays the ball and he needs to back up and get into the game immediately, and I haven't really seen any teams doing that yet. Wakefield have done it a couple of times there, and they're proving that it's a ploy that could potentially work.
Bichet. Well, they made a real hash of that, of the Broncos. That was awful. And now the Wildcats are back in possession. Seem to have lost a little bit of heart here, the Broncos. 10-0 down. Not yet at half-time. Wild here, that's a good ball from Davey out to the far side. They're dropping off tackles here are the Broncos. They keep it alive with Liam Kay. There are lots of players over. Ryan Wright, I was just about to say can't get the ball away, but he did. Now Kieran Hyde has it once more. Hyde out to the far side. Is this the third try?
He's given a forward pass.
He's given a forward pass.
Tell you what, I think London definitely would have been getting that early train if that try had been given.
Well, that was possibly certainly evening up the score. He's been consistent there, the referee, anyway. There were two sort of 50-50s, and he's disallowed them both. But London, it's a long way down to the other end of the field. 90 seconds remaining in this opening half. This is the first plate semi-final. London and Wakefield. It's a good ball out to that far side. McMeekin again. Tackled quite close to that touchline on the far side. Straightforward carry on the next play, but London need a little bit more than that.
Wakefield just making a couple of substitutions there, just rolling them in, freshening them up.
Couple of tackles to go. Oscar Thomas, that's a forward pass. We're dead in line with that.
Definitely was that one. Yeah.
We are dead in line with that, and I can tell you that definitely was a forward pass. I was going to say well spotted the touch, Judge, but I'll tell you what, if you'd not spotted that, you'd be worried, wouldn't you?
Even you with your glasses on there, Dave, spotted that one.
Here comes Slater, big forward, on from the interchange for Wakefield Wildcats into the last 25 seconds. Broncos trailing by 10. Davey and Wakefield looking to turn the screw, and that's a good ball, a good run from Davey, finds Josh Hardcastle, and Hardcastle eventually tackled by Caro. Quick play the ball there, Davey again. One more play, that is brilliant, absolutely brilliant from Kieran Hyde. Excellent. What a kick that was.
Yeah, just lovely off the boot that, well aware, great take. Interesting to see what they're going to do here. They're going to go for the power play.
Well, they've already got 14-0 on the scoreboard. This is the power play for another 4 points. Fletcher inside, knocked on. That's the half-time hooter. Half-time hooter, and 14-0 to Wakefield, who were shocked by Cumbria in their quarter-final, and they look determined to make amends for it, don't they?
They do. They look a lot more. They're better prepared this time. You know, they're aware they're not taking their opposition lightly, which may have been the case against Cumbria. They look really well set up when they get the ball. They're controlling the ball a lot better. They've showed some really nice skill, as we saw on that last try. That kick to the corner, really well taken.
And I have to say, I expected just a little bit more from the Broncos. They're clearly not quite as structured a team, but given some of the athletes they've got, I just thought they might have been a little bit better in attack.
Me too, actually. They don't know, they seem a little bit deflated. They don't seem to have much confidence about them right now. You know, this Nines is about expressing yourself and you know, having a crack offensively. You know, and they're not doing it right now. They're not. You're right.
Well, that was Glenn Morrison with his Wakefield team. Last-minute preparations for the second period, but Wakefield are sitting pretty as we're about to start the second half. 14-0. I wonder if London were very, very deflated by losing to Leeds. They looked like they'd really set out their stall in that quarter-final to give Leeds the game of their lives. And as I said, if Oscar Thomas hadn't been so unlucky with the one that hit the base of the post, but now they look very flat, and the kickoff hasn't worked for them either.
That just sort of emphasises my point there. They went for the short kick, the 10-metre kick, and went really high, and no pressure put on the Wakefield catcher at all.
Wakefield in possession. With London tackle, but they don't have to do anything too clever if they don't want here, Wakefield Trinity, but they are going with Liam Kay, and Kay's done well on James Davey. Bombs what would have been a certain try there. And they're cutting through the middle like ribbons, aren't they, really, for the Broncos defence?
They are. Nice right foot step there.
This is McMeekan. He's probably been the best player, I think, for the Broncos, picked up by Sam Bolger. The ball is knocked down. That will be a knock-on.
For a minute there, I didn't think the ref saw that one. I'm glad he did.
I'm with you there.
Now London really need to find something. Yeah, they need to find some energy. They need to do something. They definitely need to be to score the next try.
I think their playmakers have just dropped off the pace a bit in this game. Bishy and Thomas, who I thought gave Leeds a really good test. But
he did, and every time Oscar Thomas gets his hand on the ball, he's looking to create something. I think that the people around him need to sort of respond to him a little bit quicker than they actually are.
Well, they've got a penalty. I wonder if this can put them back in the game. We've seen how things can turn around quickly. We saw it in that third quarter-final. Warrington 8-0 up and absolutely coasting, in all honesty, against Hull Kingston Rovers. Within 10 seconds, it was 8 apiece because of the try and the power play. And London will have to hope that something like that happens for them. Here is Omari Caro.
Tell you what, Krasniki was winding up there to carry the ball. I think he's going to carry it here.
Well, they missed out Krasniki again.
He's just come on the field, and he's really anxious to get his hands on the ball.
That's Channing. That's a lovely ball from Mick Channon. Finds Jimmy Morgan. Now London have lost their way a little. Oscar Thomas has it.
Left side here.
There's plenty of room. Oh, the pass from Oscar Thomas was so poor to McMeekan. He had two players. He could have given it to Caro, could have given it to McMeekan. Ball goes out of play. And just watch that again. There was so much space, Chris.
Yeah, he probably just needed to pop the simple pass there to the guy that's a little bit closer to him. Simple 3v2 in the end it would have been.
It's possible that is the Broncos' last chance gone, even with just under 5 minutes still remaining, because 14 points is a big deficit. Wakefield just happy to sort of play out a consolidation set, if you like. And now there's a kick that will just eat up the clock a little bit. Clever play from Wakefield. They've really got their thinking caps on tonight.
Yeah, they've certainly improved the second game, and the game management skills are a lot better this time round.
That's Michael Channing.
Nice offload.
No way through for Oscar Thomas. Well, there's Channing again, going into dummy half, and then Bichet. Another odd pass, it has to be said. Big Benedian plays the ball. And this is Jack Dillon for the Broncos. There's a lack of direction at the moment from the London side. Doing something a little bit different from Bichet. No, I don't think it is. And easily collected by Josh Hardcastle, the Wakefield hooker.
They're at a loss at the minute, London. There's sort of running out of ideas.
I think they feel, Chris, that the game has probably slipped away from their grasp, and I think they're probably right.
Held 3! Release! Wait for it.
So Wakefield looking good to reach the plate final. Not what they wanted when they came here tonight. They're hoping to reach the final proper.
No, I bet it wasn't, but better defence from Krasniki there. He's aggressive off the line there, and good shoulder contact.
Last tackle, and then the ball's played forward. Kieran Hyde, and then the ball is picked up by Oscar Thomas. Is there enough room for him to get? Well, he's got past one, he's got past another. Now, has he got the legs? Well, he has to turn inside because the cover was there. Could have had a penalty there, the Broncos, I think.
A little bit flat, London.
That's better from Channing.
Here we go.
That's
There's
a good ball.
now.
Amari Caro, he's got the pace. I don't think he's going to be caught. That's what he needed. Amari Caro, he needed the space.
He sure is quick, you know, get him the ball. I think that's the message. Caro's actually offside there. He shouldn't let them take it like that.
Well, he hasn't, in fairness to the referee. He wants to make a little circular motion. Channing, it's another kick. Oh, it's another one. It's another one that bounces off the padding. They've had no luck with the padding around the post.
They haven't. But again, get Caro the ball. Look, that's absolute, pace to burn there out here. And I can't really remember how many times, touching the ball too many times, and particularly in the second half.
So tap on the opponent's 40 metres for Wakefield.
1, move! Make it all right.
10 points to the deficit. They're not going to do it here, the Broncos. That's why they went for the power play. Even a try and a power play now would not give them the victory. Caro again.
Here he is again.
Well, if he gets through there, he might go all the way. He's 6 feet 3 inches tall as well as very quick. But they haven't utilised his pace really well enough.
14 right. It's okay. 2,
Let's just carry over halfway. 60 seconds remaining. Wakefield surely going through to the plate final. Kick over the top for Bichet. Thomas chases.
Move!
A good cover. And Wakefield defensively, apart from the Caro try, have been excellent. But London, I think, will feel that they haven't asked enough questions here, Chris, of Wakefield.
Yeah, I think Wakefield have always been in control of the game.
Nice, Mike.
They won the game in the first half, really. And I think London will be disappointed they haven't asked enough questions. And obviously getting the ball to the danger man in particular there.
Well, it's been complete game control, game management from
a little knock
the Yorkshire side. Well, I thought it was a little knock on, but I don't think it will have made any difference. That's the only thing. But referee missed it. I agree with you.
There you go, working the short side. The guy that's played the ball.
Well, that was a forward pass.
That was a forward pass, but they're going to get a try out of it, I think.
Well, they have. Had the referee having seen 3 forward passes, but hasn't given that one. And Wakefield have got a final score. They didn't need it as it happened. They won't even bother, I don't think, taking the drop goal of the power. Well, they are. They're going to. They're going to take the drop goal.
But if we get a chance to see that replay, they're working the short side. They're actually. We missed it. We missed the play the ball, but the play the ball was the key part there. When we play the ball, the guy that plays it. There's the little fumble there.
That was clear as daylight. We saw it from up here.
Anyway, much improved. I guess Glenn Morrison will be pretty happy with that display.
Final score then: London Broncos 4, Wakefield Trinity 18, and a very impressive performance from Wakefield Trinity Wildcats.
Thank you very much, guys. Another game done and dusted, but a very important man standing next to me, Jody Broughton, looking very relaxed actually. You're taking part in the fastest man competition a little bit later. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm quite nervous. Don't let the looks fool you. It's a great competition. I ran in it last year and I was fortunate enough to win the race, but I'm really looking forward to it this year. They've got a new some new people running in it, especially Jamel, who's a former winner. I'm looking forward to competing against him.
Well, as you say, defending champion, you're up against Jamel, which we weren't sure about coming into tonight, but he has decided to compete. Who are the other guys that are going to be your main rivals on the race, do you think?
Oh, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I was looking forward to racing Ben Jones-Bishop because he said he wanted revenge against me for beating him last year, but, you know, I'm looking forward to Thierry Alibert running, actually. That'd be quite a...
I was just going to ask you, you don't want to be beaten by a ref, do you?
Oh, no, I think I'd get a lot of stick in changing rooms if I did.
Just tell us, you've been watching the games, I know your brother's taking part as well, but you also competed in the nines as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I played a couple of years ago for Leeds. I loved every minute of it. I mean, it's a great occasion. You get, you know, a lot of first-team players mixing with academy players, and, you know, it's a good integration system, and I think that, you know, a lot of players benefit from it.
Jody, all the very best for later on. We'll see you a bit later. Let's get to our next game. We'll see his brother. It's Wigan and Warrington.
Thanks very much, Natalie. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that sprint challenge. I'm looking forward to watching it. I'm not quite so sure I'm looking forward to commentating on it. I'm 19 of them, I'm told.
You know what? I'm glad I'm not running it, because if a referee beat me, I don't think I could live it down.
Well, no. If Thierry Alibert beats any of the players, I think they'll have egg on their faces, won't they? Wigan get us underway then. Wigan against Warrington. And that looked like it was knocked forward, but
It did. Looked like he was actually offside there, number 11 for Wigan, but nonetheless they have the ball.
O'Donnell in possession, so they've regained possession from their own kick-off. This is Greenwood, who was very influential in the defeat in the quarterfinals, and we mentioned that Wakefield in the last game wouldn't have expected to be playing in the plate. Neither of these sides, Warrington and particularly Wigan.
Yeah, this could just as easily be a cup semi or even a cup final for that matter, you know.
But it's not.
I've got to say, you know, even though it's a plate semi, the intensity between these two, you know, they don't like getting beat off each other, and they'll be going all out to try and win.
It's a good ball from Leather Barrow. It's Hampshire waiting at dummy half. Leather Barrow again. If you wonder, by the way, why you don't see runs, little scoots from dummy half, that's because the dummy half, although you can score from dummy half if you feel you've got the ability to plunge over, but you're not allowed to be caught in possession.
Yeah, that's the only rule I'm not too sure about, actually. I don't really like it, if I'm honest. I think that, you know, if you're playing quick, you're playing behind a big strong pack that are getting quick play of the balls, and it kind of rules out the fact that you can carry from dummy half. And I know I'm aware that they want to make it free flowing and as many passes and offloads as possible. But you know, for a purist, I think that you want to play quick. You want to see a smart dummy half coming out, and you know what we saw Brad Dwyer doing earlier, and he went from dummy half and he actually scored from dummy half. And
Jordan Burke with a dangerous kick, and it's a really difficult one for Fraser to deal with. And he hasn't, well, he's done his best, obviously, but he has been trapped in the in-goal.
Again, great chase from Warrington.
Actually, it was O'Donnell there filling in at full-back. But I don't think any of the Wigan players would have escaped there. It's a short restart, and it's Warrington with Liam Hume. Another famous surname. We've had Happy, Goulding, and now one of the Humes. And this is Andy Finn.
It is. Is that Paul's son?
It's one of them. I'm not quite sure which. To be honest, this is Hume again. It's the ball to Burke. Initially onto Goulding. Brooke Broughton.
I don't think Brooke's on yet. That's Jodie's younger brother, who I'm aware we had Brooke at York on dual reg, and he's a great young kid. He's actually a prop, and he can actually run probably faster than his brother. It'll be interesting to see him in the sprint.
Well, one or two mistakes on the team sheet, so I'll certainly bow to your knowledge if you know him. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Wigan in possession of the ball now with Liam Carberry. Played by Williams. Defence good from both sides in these opening stages. Greg Burke with that last carry. Hampshire, that little short pass to the left, and Hampshire, the number 6, from a distance, has a lot of a look of Sam Tompkins, I have to say.
Yeah, he does. He does have.
Here he is. There he is.
A bit of a look about him, doesn't he?
And there's Leather Barrow.
If he's half as good, he'll be all right.
This is the last tackle. Wigan perhaps look to the kick. No, they've gone for the open field power play, if you like, and George Williams has eventually, well, he has eventually. They've made nothing of that.
Move!
Danny Bridge, though. You were right. It's not.
Yeah, that's Chris Bridges' younger brother, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, I know they've got big raps on him. Spoke to Tony Smith about him and rates him really highly.
Liam Hugh finds Burkitt, who scored a good try in the previous game, but it's still 0-0. Warrington just coughed up the ball. He's back to one. It was a Wigan hand that touched that then. This is Jordan Burke.
Move! Come on, guys!
Just talking about Brooke Broughton, he's on the field now, number 17, and he is one of the fastest front rowers I've ever come across. Very explosive.
And as you say, a big unit. We might see him in just a moment, but they've missed him out for now. Saltonstall out to this near side. Near side touchline towards Danny Burkitt. Couldn't reach it. Wigan, well, they've managed to defend that.
Move!
Just watching that again, and the pass was just a little bit too high, wasn't it? It wasn't the perfect pass by any means.
Come back, guys. Keep going, 17. Go!
Bullock with that previous run. And there's the Tompkins lookalike, Ryan Hampshire, with the little offload. And they're really testing each other out here, and that's a penalty to Wigan and a piggyback down the field.
It has. They still seem to be sussing each other out, really. They're not asking many questions as of yet. There's only a minute 50 to go. We've got a man down at the minute. And, who's that down there? But Wigan are trying to make the most of it.
I'll tell you in just a moment, because Wigan are doing the attacking, but that's a forward pass. It was well taken by Bullock. The referee ruled it was a forward pass. You were right, there was a Warrington player down. It was a desperation pass, really, from O'Donnell. But had Bullock taken it, well, he did take it. Had it not been a forward pass, he might have been a shoe-in for a try.
Move!
Mendeka on the previous play, just with that little offload. Now the ball's picked up by Hume, out to the far side to Mendeka again.
Movement!
It was Ormsby who was tackled in possession. Broughton managed to make too many metres there. Warrington have it with Burke and Mendeka, and out to this near side. Opportunity perhaps with Burkitt. Burkitt turns the ball back inside. That's clearly drifted forward. Unfortunate for Warrington. 30 seconds left in this first period. Chris Thorman.
It is very cagey. They're sussing each other out. It's not the semi-final that we were expecting. I was expecting some free-flowing rugby with some good skill on show, and not really what we've seen as of yet.
Cat and mouse so far. This will be probably the last or penultimate play of the first half.
Move! Come on, guys, work harder!
O'Donnell. Have Wigan anything up their sleeve on the last? Well, Leatherbarrow
called him offside.
He has called him offside. Ryan King streaking forward, but warned that he was offside, which is why he stopped the run. Just take the tackle, and that's it. That's half-time, and a scoreless half-time, Chris.
Yeah, like you say, a cagey affair. Let's hope it improves, and they ask a few more questions with the ball in the second half.
Well, the players will just regroup. You don't get much of a half-time break. It's quick-fire stuff.
It's
Cumbrians just coming on to get a bit of a warm-up for.
Just going off the last game for Wigan against Featherstone. Every time Ryan King got the ball, he was asking questions. He's obviously got pace to burn, and they're a bit reluctant to get him the ball. He'd probably be a little bit frustrated that he hasn't had more touches in this game.
One player we've not seen from Warrington, of course, is Rhys Evans in that first period. I wonder whether he might be unleashed as a strike weapon late on.
Yeah, obviously they've got a squad of 17 in that they're trying to rotate as much as possible. Obviously, with them not being in the cup competition anymore, they're going to give a few boys that might not necessarily have got an opportunity in this semi.
So the players break. Jamie Bloom's the referee of this game. He's telling the Cumbrian players who are practicing in preparation for their perhaps unexpected semi-final, which is to come next up against Leeds, the home side. And we're about to get underway in this second period. 7.5 minutes to go. 0-0 the score at the break. Ball's got to travel 10 metres and has. Well, Dwyer knocked on in the end, but it was a clever idea.
I like it. He's trying, he's thinking. He's a smart rugby league player, is Brad Dwyer, and a little bit unlucky to knock the ball on there.
Ball's played by Williams. And then King with the offload. Has, unfortunately, for Warrington, hand in Wigan. Pretty decent field position on halfway after one tackle at Leatherbarrow. Ball to O'Donnell, who scored a terrific try in the first game. On the far side now with Carberry again. Just over the halfway line. Leatherbarrow is the dummy half. This is George Williams.
Movement! Come on, keep coming.
That line's the 40. They're just inside the 40. Still a couple of tackles to go then in the can. This is Leatherbarrow caught in possession. What have Wigan got up their sleeves here? Williams, that dummy half. Looks to his right-hand side. That finds Carberry. They've got to keep the ball alive here or get to the kick. They haven't. Ball's knocked forward. It will be the handover. And I don't know, both sides, they seem almost happy with the status quo, if you like.
I expected a little bit more from this game, you know, with it being Wigan and Warrington and derby rivals, so to speak. And they're just not on the money with the ball. Whether that's a case of, defences are certainly on top.
That was Callan Beckett, number 19, and now Andy Finn. That's a good ball from Finn to Dwyer. He's the really influential player at the moment in this Warrington team. Broughton, he's given a penalty for offside, I think. Wigan up a little bit too quickly. They weren't back onside there either from the penalty. Got away with that infringement.
See if Brad Dwyer can conjure up something here. They've got a bit of field position there, and a bit of good ball.
Move!
Strong carry there from Andy Finn. Dwyer again. A little kick off a Wigan hand. Didn't quite come off.
Move! Come on, guys, go on, Wigan!
I wonder if we're going to have extra time. Oh, it was a ball steal, but it was 2-on-1.
Only just. It was a tough call, lad, but I think the ref got it just right there.
Matty Crowe was the player who had the ball stripped.
And
that was Ryan Hampshire almost ghosting through a gap, Tompkins-like. That's really, really good play from Williams with the offload. Gets it to King. King's a flying winger. And then Ellis Grimes has won a penalty for his side, and Warrington will have some defending to do here. 30 metres out, Wigan. This is probably just about the best field position they have had all game. Scores deadlocked at 0-0. Hampshire. Ball back inside for Carberry. Well, tackling's been very good in this game, if nothing else. They haven't been able to prise open the defence either side.
Come on!
11, he looks in the Thornley, looks in the mould of Gareth Hock, doesn't he?
He does.
Big, raw bone thing.
They've got look-alike players at Wigan. They don't just breed the Hocks and the Tompkins, they breed look-alikes as well.
I could think of worse players to breed than Hock and Tompkins, Pretty good.
Well, Wigan have got a repeat set there. All kicked dead by the Wolves. It will be Thornley, and then finds Crowe. Crowe desperately close to that line now. And it's a double movement. He actually felt he could score there, but
Referee Jamie Bloom says that was a double movement, and Warrington, that's their get out of jail card.
Held one.
That is that 3-7s? Here we go.
11 offside. Stay out. 11.
Well, 100% sure, but
almost through from Brooke Broughton there. I'd love to see him in some space.
Warrington come again. Mendeka.
3. Move. Onside.
Just outside the 40. Mendeka plays the ball. Picked up by Dwyer. He really is the main man. Hellowell. Dwyer will go straight to dummy half now. Lovely warm evening, by the way, at Headingley, despite that earlier rain. And this is Jack Cooper. Seen some forceful runs from him in the game so far. Picked up again by Dwyer. Finds Saltonstall. His offload.
Well read from King. Came in, made the tackle.
Move. Come on, get behind.
Only 2 minutes and a bit to go now. This is Dwyer. We are going to see a try, surely. It opened up for Ben Hellowell. And in the end, after all the great defence, it was as simple a score as you'll ever see.
It was. Smart from dummy half. Ben just pushing onto that. Nice and simple, but often that's the most effective.
They're taking the 2. Brad Dwyer not interested in going for the power play. We'll just see a repeat of that try in a moment. It's pumped over by Dwyer. He's a clever player. It really did open up, didn't it, for Ben Hellowell there?
Just sent the marker the other way, tied in the A defender, and nice push from Ben Hellowell.
Well, they've got 90 seconds, Wigan, and that's all. Otherwise, they're going home, played 2, lost 2. And they were the favourites, having won all 12 games, 12 out of 12 in qualification. That looked like a forward pass. So did that. But the referee says play on, and they're going to score in the corner. It's a terrific try, but there must have been a little doubt at least about 1, if not 2 of those passes. They're going for the power play. They've still got a minute left. This is Leatherbarrow. Leatherbarrow's got to get the ball away, and Warrington have dived on it, so they passed up the opportunity to tie the score at 6 apiece and take the game to added time. And I don't know whether that was the sensible thing to do. It looked very much, certainly the first pass looked very much like a forward pass. Credit to Joe Bullock for holding on and scoring.
He finished it well, and you know what? I think that's definitely the right thing to do. You got to go for the win. But who'd have thought it? Wigan none from 2 if it stays like this after coming into the competition 12 from 12.
Well, if Warrington don't drop the ball, it will, because we've only got 27 seconds.
Hold. Go.
Down to 20.
3.
Warrington in possession. They're going to play it out here. This is Dwyer. Dwyer's done well again. Opportunity perhaps for Callan Beckett, and Beckett has scored, and that has made the game safe. No chance now for Wigan to come back to pinch the ball and go the length of the field. The hooter sounds. And Warrington Wolves, well, this conversion, don't need to worry about that. Warrington are sending Wigan home winless, and Warrington, Chris Thorman, will go to the final.
Yeah, a bit of a patchy affair, and I think certainly Brad Dwyer's pulling the strings in that Warrington side. He's smart from dummy half again, managed to offload this time. The try scorer Beckett there plants the ball down.
Well played Callan Beckett, well played Brad Dwyer, because he set up both the tries, and well played Warrington, doing exactly what Featherstone did. They've beaten Wigan. So one of the plate finals is the Warrington Wolves, and they will meet. Both the plate finals. What am I talking about? It's Warrington against Wakefield in the plate final, and Wigan are following London home.
Martin, your thoughts then of that game with Warrington?
Well, it was a pretty close game. Unfortunate for Wigan, they came into this competition without a loss. And, on the big night, they, haven't really lived up to their favourites billing, and, haven't managed to win a game. It was a pretty tight game. Defence is on top for most of the game. They got a try in the corner there and went for the power play. but it just wasn't to be.
I mean, we've spoken about how beneficial these games can be for the players, but for coaches as well, and perhaps scouts that are here today, and agents like yourself. It's a good time to kind of cast an eye over the future stars, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is good to look at these young players. One of the players that I represent, Amari Caro, scored a couple of full-length tries, but you know, a couple of pointers he has to work on for a big man. But yeah, there's been a lot of exciting play. But I think we've seen the importance of defence, and I think that's going to be very important in this next game coming up, the Cup semi-final. Cumbria didn't look that flash with the ball, but they were very solid with their defence. You know, slightly more mature side, but I think they're going to be up against this Leeds Rhino side.
Okay, let's get to that game then. Leeds Cumbria, back to commentary with Dave and Chris.
Thanks, Natalie. This is the first Cup semi-final. It's Leeds against Cumbria. Leeds to kick off. Booming kick. Well taken on that far side by Brett Carter.
Yeah, we had a couple of names wrong there. I've been informed, but we've got the right numbers for the Cumbrian players this time round.
There's a slightly odd numbering system from the Cumbrians in their grey shirts.
Yeah, quite like that jersey actually.
Yeah, it's quite nice. Yeah, I'm not sure whether it's made up of some sort of combination of. There's certainly a bit of Whitehaven in there, isn't there, for sure? I don't know if there's any Barrow in there.
There's not.
So maybe
the yellow of Whitehaven.
Yeah. Nice kick though. And the ball's boomed downfield by Elliot Miller. It's a real chase. Chase for Stephen Dawes. Dawes really well. It was a great chase.
He chased that down really well, made something of that kick. So there wasn't much on there.
And Leeds will have to drop out. And, referee calls time off because they ain't rushing here, the Leeds Rhinos, in these opening stages. Cumbria really shocked everybody by beating Wakefield in that first quarter-final.
Okay.
Cumbria then running the ball back. There's a danger that teams can find touch from goal line dropouts with only 9 opponents on the field. But they made sure that didn't happen. That's Hamzat on the far side. And then the ball was turned in by Forber. And Carter with the offload.
Move! On the line, 2 feet. Go.
Just carried in there by Dawes again. And they're keeping the ball alive. They look like they've really grown in confidence.
They absolutely do. I saw them sort of warming up earlier on the pitch, and they look like they're executing some really nice plays, and it'll be interesting to see if they can put them into play this game.
Well, it was Forber with the pass.
Nice offload from Seiss. There's opportunities on the left side here.
Well, it's a great ball from Seiss, that, and if they can get the ball away, I think they're going to score here, and they have. Cumbria have got the try with Elliot Miller. Miller, the winger. Terrific stuff from the Cumbrians. They're going for the power play as well. The referee wants to make that little signal.
Yeah, God forbid, get that signal right.
Forber with the kick to the corner. It's well diffused.
It was nicely dealt with.
Jamal Chisholm for the Leeds Rhinos. And here's the try again. It was Seiss before that. It was Seiss with a terrific ball.
Yep.
And then out to this near side. And Elliot Miller did the rest.
Good finish.
Okay.
So Leeds trailing. 3 minutes played. Most of the support, as you would imagine, inside Headingley, rooting for the Rhinos. This is Colton Roach.
Held 2. Move. 10 metres. Play the ball.
Cumbria's attack has been very good so far. How will their defence hold up against the Leeds Rhinos?
Held 3rd.
Hood.
Move, Cumbria.
Buried under.
Hold. Go.
Number of tacklers now. Ollie Odds gets the ball to Brad Singleton.
I'm pretty sure Brad Singleton is a Cumbrian, isn't he? So he's coming up against his own county here.
Yeah, no, he is definitely a Cumbrian.
Go. Release on
He's
the
a big lad as well.
He is. He's
massive.
Big raw bone young lad.
Ollie Olds sees the gap, and Olds has scored. That was really clever play He was good in that first game against the Broncos, and that was a terrific try. Ollie Oles, he's probably the smallest player on the pitch.
Very, very agile, though. Very good footwork, and they're going for the power play again. They've gone down the short side. Easy beating the end for Cumbria there. But yeah, that's nice footwork from him here. Drifting across, looking for a hole. Just gets under. Yeah, he's actually got a hint of Rob Burrows and Alan Langer. Actually, he's got more Alfie Langer about him.
Well, we're continuing our lookalikes theme tonight, but you know, out here, almost certainly, watching this somewhere, and we're not sure where, there is the next. Perhaps, well, we hope, Alf Langer.
Yeah, well, you'd certainly like
that would be good, wouldn't it?
There's
certainly a Tom Briscoe or a Sam Tompkins.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow, if we could get a Langer. Cumbria going forward, and Cumbria have an opportunity, and Cumbria are going to score. That is terrific.
Excellent.
Absolutely brilliant work from the Cumbrians. Absolutely marvellous stuff. 5 minutes have gone, and it's 8-4 to Cumbria, and they're just going to take the 2 here.
Just a bit of a signal to take the 2 from Cumbria, that they think it's going to be a close game. Certainly end-to-end stuff so far.
Well, that was Liam Campbell and Brett Carter with the conversion. And it's 10-4 now to the Cumbrians, and a couple of minutes to go in this first period.
Definitely a lot more exciting than the previous game, the Wigan-Warrington game.
Yeah. Well, these are sides who know they can,
10 meters.
or one of them, can make the actual, or will make the actual final. They have a lot to play for.
It's Liam Hood inside.
Yeah, terrific from Hood. Finds Jimmy Watson, and then the offload ball goes to Grant, picked up by the Cumbrians. That's Hamzat in possession on the 20 metres.
Held second. Move, Reece.
Much more willing to throw the ball around these two teams as well. Penalty's going to give Cumbria a little bit of field position though.
Well, here they go with Sam G.
Go.
Short of his own 40 metres. Forber offloads to Miller.
Nice carry, strong carry from Miller.
10 metres. Wait. Go.
Dummy half there was Sice, who gave out that great ball for the first pass.
10 metres. Go.
G caught in possession on that far side, and now Olstrom with the offload.
4. Move, Leeds. Hold the 10. Go. Play on.
Well, they're looking for another try here. This would really rock Leeds back on the heels. If that ball holds up, they could well get it, and they have. Referee thinks about it, checks for the offside, happy with the grounding, and they've scored again in a 10-point advantage.
Smart kick from Sice, I think, if I'm not wrong, and backed it up well. I really like the look of this Cumbrian side. They've got a lot of energy about them, they're really enthusiastic, and they look really well set up when they get the ball. They know exactly what they're doing.
Carter, incredibly, misses the drop goal from right in front of the post, but here is the try. Lovely kick.
Well, really well weighted.
And it's Liam Campbell again. What a big player he is proving to be, Liam Campbell of Cumbria. And half-time, we get to half-time.
I wasn't anticipating that score at half-time, Dave, I'm going to say.
Leeds 4, Cumbria 14. As the players meet now in the huddle. What a half that has been for the Cumbrians. James Lowe there, just having his word with the Leeds players. Barry McDermott also in that shot. And Leeds were hot favourites to win this match. Certainly having his two penneth there, isn't he, James Lowe?
Jimmy is. He looks very focused, and if I were the Leeds boys, I'd be listening to him.
It's Cumbria. And their talk's being actually led by Carl Sice, very experienced player, of course, in that county. Carter will restart for Cumbria, and Cumbria have this very impressive lead at half-time.
It's Carter with a kick off the side of his boot.
Yes, he's hoping that bounces, and it has bounced, but they got lucky there, Leeds. Watson couldn't take it, but Jamal Chisholm did. Kindwurst falls close to the touchline. They've got the bit between their teeth here, Cumbria. No doubt about that. But Leeds, it does look ominous.
Leeds, though.
Oh, but the knock-on. I think what's interesting is in how influential Lee Smith was in the first game against London.
Yep.
But not out there for this one.
Yeah, no. I think if Leeds are going to get back in the game, he needs to get his hands on the ball and needs to be on the field.
Well, Cumbria in possession. Let's go back to Natalie. I think she's got the Cumbrian coach Gary Charlton with her.
Yeah, Gary watching on very closely, and you could be in line to cause an upset here, but I know there's still time to play, so you don't want to count our chicken.
There's still a few minutes to play, but we're playing okay. We've got some good shape. We're asking a few questions of Leeds, and if we defend for another couple of sets, we should be okay, I hope.
And to organise a team that have come from 3 different sides, it's fantastic, isn't it, the way they're showing?
Yeah, you know, they love coming together as Cumbria. They're all good lads, they're all mates as well, and you know, they love participating in anything like this.
Thanks, Gary.
10 metres. Wait.
Well, they're hammering away at the line again as well. 10-point advantage Cumbria have, but they're looking for more, and they might have got more. It was a lovely angle.
Looking really confident with the ball.
Yeah, Brad
down the
Krellin
short side.
couldn't get over the line.
Carter.
Great ball from Sice.
Easy in the end.
To Carter. And I think Leeds are going out on their own midden, as they say here in Yorkshire. And the Cumbrians, a terrific accent as well, Gary Charlton's got. Love hearing the Cumbrian accent. What a great try that was. And Cumbria really have shocked us all. Only won 5 out of their 12 games in qualifying, but I think you can say possibly part of the reason for that is because they are from 3 different clubs. So it's taken them time to gel. But my word, they're gelling now.
Well, you're right in what you say, but it's really interesting now. They have a real team and mateship about them. You know, they celebrate the small victories. The backslapping and they're celebrating the tries and stuff. And it's Carl Sice down the short side to Brett Carter, and they just made it look easy against a very well coached Leeds side as well, you have to say.
Well, Sice and Carter and Liam Campbell, possibly 3 I'd pick out as potential men of the tournament if Cumbria can go on and win this. There is an official man of the tournament which we'll announce later on Premier Sports. Briscoe has it, Luke Briscoe. They need to hit back very quickly. 14 points the deficit at the moment. I wonder if that missed drop goal might come back to haunt them. You would hope not. From a Cumbrian perspective, this is Liam Hood though, at Hood, jigging, weaving. He's tough to tackle, isn't he? And he's quick. Oh, that's a great ball. That was a trip. Not like a trip.
Go.
And Jimmy Watson close to the line.
It's to be admired from Cumbria. Great scramble. They looked all ends up. They were going to concede a try there. Liam Hood creating the opening and just managed to get him to the floor.
No flop, please. Wait.
Well, a couple of tackles gone though. And only one after the handover.
I think Lee Smith's on the field again now. Making the tackle there.
10 metres. Hold.
Under 4 minutes to go. It's quite a deficit. 14 points, even though we have made the point that you can turn around 8 pretty quickly.
Hold the 10. Wait.
But to turn around 14, it's pretty tough. And I think Gary Charlton was confident that they could see out a couple of sets, they'd be okay. Well, they've not just seen out sets, they've actually scored as well. And now they're going for the kick, and it's Hamzat giving chase. He's very quick, but so's Jamal Chisholm.
Yeah, Jamal Chisholm's got some space here on the right.
Well, that's a great tap.
Really well to get the ankle
Sam
tap.
G with the ankle tap. Absolutely superb. And they've forced the mistake. And 3 minutes to go. Cumbria are going to provide another shock.
Okay.
Take some effort from Leeds now to come back, and they've got the field position and come back only just, but you'd think Carl Sice would take control here from dummy half and dictate where the ball's going to go.
2, move.
Well, they've got a penalty. I think it's curtains for Leeds now. This is another shock in a tournament that has sprung up shock after shock. Gaskell in possession.
Gaskell's a big solid unit, isn't he?
He is, and he's made good meters there. Opportunities again on this near side. Forbes long pass to this near side to Hamzat. He has backed himself, but he's been forced into touch. It's right down in front of us. A bit worried about leaning too far over this fence here. Just about to see that Hamzat hadn't quite made it here. You can just say Chisholm did just about enough. Corner flag goes flying.
Play the ball. Okay.
Referee called held there, so we just go back. That's one of the really good rule changes that Rugby League introduced this season. Players hadn't heard. It used to be a penalty, which was ridiculous, really.
Yeah, I think I like the rule change there. This some pace on the right wing there.
Yeah, Curtis Wilson
dealt with it well, though.
They have been fantastic, Cumbria. They have been fantastic. 80 seconds remaining.
Yeah, we have our first cup finalist by the look of it.
Wilson, as you say, plenty of pace, but hammered into touch. Cumbria come again with 60 seconds on the clock, looking to just add gloss to the scoreline. Carl Ulstrom on that previous play. This is Gaskell again.
Third, move, hold, go. 4, move, wait, go.
Heavy tackle on Alarissi.
Held 5, movement.
Cumbria with Campbell just working a little closer to the line.
You'd put money on them scoring again here, wouldn't you?
No,
not your money on my money either.
I think that's called hedging your bets. Wait until you see whether the kick goes out, though.
Which idiot kicked that there?
Last 10 seconds, we got a major shock on our hands here. Leeds Rhinos with Colton Roach, and on home ground, going out of this competition, this nines competition, beaten by a very, very good Cumbrian side. Lee Smith's little kick. Well, they can boot it anywhere here, Cumbria, and Smith will just scrag his opponent, cart it to the ground, and Cumbria, well, they have been absolutely marvellous tonight. It was a shock they beat Wakefield, and it's another shock that they've beaten Leeds. Remember, Leeds and Wakefield won 21 out of 24 games in qualifying. Cumbria, Chris Norman, have disposed of them both.
Yeah, but very impressive. I guess, you know, we can't say that they've shocked us a third time in the final, because the displays so far have been excellent. They've certainly improved from game one when they played pretty well at the time. Carl Sykes pulling the strings, Brett Carter looks good. And yeah, they're really impressing me so far.
And they'll be playing either Hull KR or Featherstone in the final, and that's the next match we'll see. But back down to Natalie Quirk.
Thank you very much. Well, both myself and Martin watching on that game, and you said you can see sometimes the quality of Leeds, obviously a Super League side, but Cumbria just coming together as a team, real team spirit, and really impressive.
Yeah, we're looking for speed, we're looking for agility, offensive plays, but in that game the old adage was proved right, and that's defence and commitment wins games, and that's what Cumbria had in spades. There was one instance when they were on their own try line, and in games earlier we've seen teams score, but they just to a man, they stuck to it. We saw one fantastic effort on the Leeds winger. Wilson tried to get the outside, and Cumbria, well, they were just mowing the Leeds Rhinos down all day. We talked about Jamal Chisholm. He's going in the sprint, but you know, it's all right having the speed, but you've got to try and get your hands on the ball. And the one time he did get an opportunity, Cumbria were there and they mowed him down. I think that performance has got to be the performance of the night by Cumbria, and it's all down to their defence, really. I know the likes of Stephen Dawes, Carl Ulstrom at scrum half, and also Sam Geet in the centre. You know, they control things with the ball. But as I say, hats off to that defensive effort by Cumbria. They really wanted it and they got it.
And next game almost ready. We're looking forward to it. I mean, we've been treated to a feast of rugby league action, haven't we?
Yeah, it's a giant killer's night tonight, isn't it? And Featherstone, they've done the impossible. They're beating Wigan. I mean, even in the 13-a-side game, you know, they beat Castleford earlier this year in the Challenge Cup, so they're no fearers or respecters of the Super League. They even gave Wigan a good go in the Challenge Cup. They came out tonight. So, you know, look for Featherstone to give Hull KR a real go. But I'm looking at the big number 8 for Hull KR. Yeah, the big number 8. Griffin, I think his name escapes me. Yeah, look to him. He had a pretty good game in the quarter-final, and if he gets his hands on the ball, it's pretty hard to stop.
Well, Martin, you're not the only one looking forward to it. Let's go to the commentary box with Dave and Chris.
Thanks very much. So the final of the semi-finals, the last semi-final, Hull Kingston Rovers against Featherstone. George Griffin was the player Martin was talking about, and yes, he was terrific in the quarter-final. Hull KR's short kick-off strategy hasn't worked there, and it's Featherstone Rovers who are in possession. What a mightily impressive performance it was. We've raved about the Cumbrians, but Featherstone knocking out Wigan was also a major shot, Chris Thorman.
Impressive in the first game for Featherstone. Tom Carr again, he's showing some great footwork there.
3, move, come back, guys.
Nat Brown tackled just inside the 40, picked up by Hemingway. He was everywhere. Bussey with the offload.
Just mistimed his run there.
Yeah, mistimed the run. Penalty then to Hull Kingston Rovers. Early stages then of this cup semi-final. We know that Cumbria are into the final. I tell you what, Cumbria against Featherstone in the final really would put cat among the pigeons. That's another good run. That's Griffin, a player that Martin Afire mentioned and we'd already picked out, I think.
You know, we're talking about shocks and...
Well, Baharrel with a brilliant run. Finds Sharif, and Sharif, is he going to get all the way? Oh! He's lost the ball in that collision. Well, credit to Jack Eiley, I think it was, the Featherstone hooker.
Credit the defender, and a great tackle by the pad on the post as well. Just must have knocked the ball out. Nice break, good support on the inside. You think he's just going to slide in, but...
Yeah, his elbow, I think, hit the padding first. That's why we have padding around rugby league posts. Brilliant run from Sharif. It was actually Jake Perkins. Let's credit the right player. It was Perkins who gave chase.
Just made contact with his right elbow, and he's just having a look at it right now.
We got another injury here to a Hull Kingston Rovers player, and this is the influential George Griffin. And I'm not sure. I only see his back at the moment, but I'm not sure he knows what day it is.
He's walking off the field at a jaunty angle there.
Yeah, he's holding his arm, his left arm, in a very strange position. Strong run. Just got his head in the wrong place, would you say?
I think his head hit the floor on the way down too, so it's not in a good way there.
That's a big loss for Hull Kingston Rovers. We said how influential he was in the opening game. Bussey gets the ball away, does really well, gets it to Hemingway. Hemingway will wait at dummy half on the next play. That's the halfway line, you can see. Bussey again, just hands off Liam Salter.
Great offload to Hemingway.
Fantastic, and Hemingway. We're seeing some marvellous skills, being treated some really excellent rugby league in this shortened form, 7.5 minutes, 9-a-side rugby league. The ball is forward for Mvadudu to chase. Well played, Dave Peterson.
Just mopped it up well.
Well, this has been high quality so far, as you would expect from two sides desperate to reach the final. Salter stopped on his own, 10 metres. No score as yet. Just under 5 minutes to go in this first half. Hull Kingston Rovers in blue shirts. Good ball out to this near side. Chris Heil really well. Gets the ball back inside to Baharrel. Oh, Baharrel seen the gap. didn't have the pace he felt, so he offloaded to Tyler Heppy. They're still going. This is Baharul again. That's absolutely wonderful. Dave Scott's going to go in. Dummies to pass to Peterson. Doesn't need him. Dave Scott scores, and Hull Kingston Rovers have the lead.
Impressive try. It's gone through 6 or 7 pairs of hands there. A couple of nice offloads. Hail down the short side, and push. They've ended up scoring on the right side. It looks like they're going to take the drop kick and not go for the power play.
That was one of the tries of the night, unquestionably. I'm surprised from this distance they're going to attempt the drop kick conversion, expecting a tight game. Obviously they want the 2 points. Haven't been too many scored on the power play, and he's missed. Just pulled it. So it remains 4-0. First blood then to Hull Kingston Rovers. Of course, they were one of the teams that have scored from a power play, because they were 8-0 down to Warrington, weren't they?
That's right, yeah. Who can forget that exciting finish? It's 8-point turnaround with immediate effect, you know, so you can't write off anyone's chances.
Well, they brought them back into the game, and now they're leading against Featherstone Rovers from the Championship. But here are Rovers in possession. Eiley with the offload. Rovers just outside the 10.
There's a couple of times it looked like they've got them on the short side, but they're just doing enough. LKR to stop.
Hemingway in possession. They've had a good season. Featherstone currently second. They're at Halifax on Thursday night, a game you can see on Premier Sports. Tom Carr thinks about it and then just drives the ball in towards the post. And it will be Bettis at dummy half. Looks to his left, and there's an opportunity perhaps here for Eiley if he's got the strength. Not quite, with 3 men on him, and it's the handover. That was on the last tackle. They went for it, didn't come off for them, Chris.
Yeah, good stuff. Nice D from Hull KR. Like I said, they sort of manufactured the 3v2 on the short side, and they just managed to deal with it. Winger coming in and making the right decision.
Move, carry.
Come on, guys, work hard.
Just
go.
Short of their own 20 metres. Rovers have it with Salter.
3, move. Hold. Go.
Sharif waits at dummy half, and then they flow to Carlisle initially. They keep it going through Tyler Heppy, and there was a very quick play the ball. Sharif scampered away, got the offload. Could have been nasty, in the end wasn't. Essimont, and then the kick downfield, long kick, boom downfield by Keel Carlisle.
Just outside his 40 there.
Yeah. Featherstone ball.
We play 40-20s. It's not one of the rules that are different. You can kick a 40-20 if you want. He was, as Chris Thorman says, just outside.
Difference obviously being a play the ball rather than a scrum if the 40-20 does come off.
Keep working, 1 minute in the pocket.
Featherstone Rovers. I was about to say Rovers. You can't say Rovers. It's Rovers against Rovers.
Yeah.
It's Hull Kingston Rovers who are leading.
2,
It's a narrow margin. 50-odd seconds remaining in this first period. Featherstone tie things up before half-time. Turned into a very nice night in West Yorkshire. Bussey caught in possession. Tom Carr, just wonder whether they might have a little chip kick over the top. One thing about nine-a-side, very rarely see an orthodox fullback.
They find the wingers sort of dropping back, taking turns to drop back. Whoever's closest to the ball.
That was Bussey's kick, but with so few seconds, I think they probably need to improvise a little bit there. Picked up by Dave Scott, who's the only try scorer so far tonight. There goes the scrum half, Matthew Baharul, and there is the half-time hooter. And this is a very, very closely contested and a very, very even first half, Chris Thorman, that sees Hull Kingston Rovers leading, but only by 4-0.
Sure is. Just the fact that Hull KR are being able to defend the line a little bit better than Featherstone did is the main difference between them. Not a lot to choose between them right now, though, the two Rovers.
Well, there's the Featherstone players obviously taking on some liquid. We say there's no break, there's precious little break. There's certainly not, as I put it at the top of the programme, there's not much pussyfooting about, is there?
There isn't. They've got to get a quick drink and they can listen to a few instructions, but they're pretty much straight back into it.
Do you think the strategies will change much? I mean, both sides will feel they're still in the game. I mean, the margin is so close, just the 4 points.
No, I don't think they need to particularly change much. They both look threatening when they have the ball. Like I say, just the fact that Hull KR have been able to defend their own try line, they've got good line speed and they've got good number and off around the play of the ball, and that's the main difference right now.
And Featherstone, just like Cumbria, the combined 3 Cumbrian teams representing Cumbria, been a credit to the championship, haven't they, really?
They have. They certainly don't look out of place, do they?
Not at all. So we're about to get underway in this second period. It'll be Featherstone who will kick us off. Jack Bussey will eventually get underway. We're just waiting for the entourage to leave the field. Bussey with a ginormous bomb. Good chase. That was a knock-on. First knock-ons against Hull Kingston Rovers. It's their hooker, Lewis Sharif, so it's the handover. So they've immediately regained possession. Featherstone. Bussey plays the ball. Karen Jackson carries it almost up to the 20 metres. That's the 20 metres you can see. Mvadudu. That's Perkins. Faro Mvadudu goes to dummy half. Out to that right flank. That's to within a metre of the line. Testing times then defensively for Hull Kingston Rovers. Tom Carr.
Just said that Hull KR were capable of defending the line, and it's given offside. There's apparently another set of 6 for Featherstone on this.
I think there was a few players he could have gone for then. So set of 6, starting on the 10 metres. This is Johnson. Johnson to the big prop, Aaron Lyons. That's good defence from Hull Kingston Rovers. Eiley finds Bussey. Bussey just pops it back up to Tom Carr. Tom Carr with a ginormous pass out to the far side to Jake Perkins. Good tackle from Baharrel.
Again, they're doing well indeed. Good line speed.
Bussey finds Carr. Oh, now there is a chance. They should have got the pass away, possibly. Didn't need to. Jack Bussey didn't need to. He scores, ties up the scores at 4 apiece, and in the end, the pressure told.
Interesting decision here coming up. Signal that they're going to take the 2, or at least attempt the drop goal.
Guys, you got to tell me what you're doing. Don't just turn around and walk off. You got to tell me.
Well, as you say, there's the try from Jack Bussey. I thought he'd missed the opportunity, I have to say. This could be a crucial kick from Johnson. He's missed it. It stays at 4 apiece.
It does, yeah. You're right. I think just the fact that they had all that pressure on the line, you know, they coughed up the ball and they'd given a penalty away, so eventually took its toll on Hull KR. We've got a game on now, 4-all. 5 minutes to go.
I wonder what Featherstone, if they hadn't got such a big game on Thursday, Liam Finn might have popped that one over, I suspect.
Yeah, quite possible. More than likely the way he's kicking at the minute.
Absolutely. Peterson, Dave Peterson, dummy half. Dave Scott for Hull Kingston Rovers, 4 apiece. Baharrel, ball out to the far side. Hits knees, does it? Just knees, said the referee.
He gave himself away there, didn't he? Stopped playing and then he offloaded. I think he thought the referee was going to blow his whistle.
Well, the strange thing was, I thought it hit his knees, but then the way Chris Heil reacted, almost as if he also touched it with his fingers. Might be a debating point, but now here's a chance for Scott again. He scored in the first half. He's going to score in the second. Terrific stuff from Hull Kingston Rovers.
Good finish. It's what you expect from the wingers when they get the ball to be able to finish. Burns away from his opposite number and puts the ball down in the corner.
Well, he's been very, very impressive. Here's the rerun. Got the bit between his teeth.
He even comes around a little bit, makes the attempted drop goal a little bit easier.
Well, Christian Bell is going for the drop goal and he's missed once more.
that it was
pulled it just wide.
Nice strike actually, but just put a bit too much on it.
Well, parity didn't last long for Featherstone Rovers. They had it at 4 apiece, but only for a minute or so. And now just 3 minutes remaining. Featherstone with Mafaro and Vaduda just inside the opponent's 40 metres. In the end, not too many options on for him there. Tom Hemingway at dummy half. Bussey finds Ormondroyd.
3! Move! Come back, 3! Come back!
Not a lot of shape on the left side for Featherstone. Very obvious as where they're going right now.
Hemingway found Bussey, and now Johnson has it.
4!
Johnson tackled about 12, 13 metres from the line. But Hemingway is there once more. Gives the ball to Carr. Hemingway's put it to ground. And Kingston Rovers will have the ball back.
It's disappointing there. They're a little bit one-dimensional there. They didn't have much shape, and they weren't offering much with the ball. Tom will be disappointed that he put the ball down.
Come on, Featherstone.
That was Peterson on the previous play. This is Sonny Essamont. Oh, and a one-on-one ball steal. Nothing wrong with that.
Move! Get on the line!
Clever play from Jack Bussey, and now that hands the initiative back to Featherstone Rovers. That's Brown.
No one got back inside.
Offside. Ref gives a penalty.
They need to be patient. Just be patient, Featherstone, and build a little bit of pressure here.
Yeah, they've got 2 minutes, and they've got a set of 6 on the 10 metres. And Vadudu again.
1! Move!
Carry, very solid carry.
But it's they've come to the left, and there's only one person out here.
Yeah, but it's Ormondroyd, and he's very close to the line. In fact, he was up to the line, but held up.
He's certainly backing himself against 3 Hull defenders there.
It's very good defence that from Hull Kingston Rovers. Hemingway again finds Jack Bussey. Bussey just trying to free his arms earlier in that movement. Kingston Rovers defence looks very solid at the moment.
Right.
They are going to go right, and there is room, and they have scored, and it's 8 apiece. It'll be a mightily difficult conversion attempt. I don't know whether they go for the power play, but they've scored in the corner. It's 8 apiece, and this has been absolutely cracking, and they are going to go for the power play, but not from there.
Power plays on.
No, nice try.
Crafty half-back play from Tom Hemingway. Didn't fancy it from the touchline. It's a power play with Bussey. This is Hemingway. Oh, it's a real test of that for Jacob Blades. Because all he has to do, knock it anywhere. I don't know whether Carr got the last touch actually.
Yeah, I think he did.
Terrific ball steal that.
Was smart, one-on-one, ripped it out.
Yeah, terrific work from Bussey.
It was always on the right side there.
Right, into the last 30 seconds, 8 apiece. This is probably the most dramatic tie of the night. Chris Heil could be on here for golden point. I must stress they can drop a goal in normal time here, the teams, if they want. And of course, starting this set on the 40 metres, hands Hull Kingston Rovers that opportunity. There's only 1 play to go.
Oh, did he attempt one there?
Well, that was very, very strange from Keil Carlisle. Was that a drop goal attempt?
I think it was. He tried to stab one over there with his toe, but anyway, it's nicely poised going into our first round at Golden Point.
Yeah, we are going to see
Keil Carlisle.
Yeah, no, he did try for the drop goal.
I think he did. He would have been better off trying to kick that with his left foot there. But, I've seen better efforts.
I suspect he didn't fancy it with his left foot. Very unorthodox way of trying to kick a drop goal, I think it's fair to say. So it's 8 apiece, and it's extra time, and it's Golden Point extra time. I'm sure you all understand the concept, but basically any sort of point,
it looks like
they win.
Toss the coin to decide who starts with the ball again, and decide which end they're going to play at.
Dave Peterson is in there. He'll make the decision. Either way, whoever scores next wins and gets to the final and plays Cumbria. Just wonder if whoever gets to the final, that they'll have had a bigger break between games, and they'll also not have had to play a few extra minutes. I don't know whether that might make a little bit of a difference. Possibly.
Quite possibly. Right now, though, you know, if you get in a final, you know, the adrenaline's flowing, and I don't think it should matter too much when it is only 7.5 minutes each way.
Hull KR with the kickoff. Christian Bell. It was a very, very straightforward take that for Featherstone Rovers. In possession, just outside their own 40, but the tackling from Hull KR is very good. Aaron Ollett making that latest tackle. Worked out along the line to Mvadudu, to the big man Aaron Lyons. Lyons tackled on halfway. Picked up by Nat Brown. Mvadudu again.
Move! Come on, guys! Both sides.
Still outside the 40. A couple of tackles to go in this set. Perkins wide out to that far side.
That's play on.
Not a ball still, just a plain drop ball. Dave Peterson.
It's a zero tackle anyway. Zero!
I don't know. It's different than 13-a-side here because you can get down the field quicker. One way of doing it is 5 drives on the drop goal. The other way is trying to find some space out wide.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of 5 drives and a kick. You know, I think there's plenty of tries to be had, especially the tiring defences now. It's come to the end. Obviously, we're in the golden point. They're going to be a little bit more tired in defence. And that's 6 again for Hull KR. So I'd just stay composed and be patient with the ball, and hopefully an opportunity will present itself.
That was the zero tackle. Dave Peterson takes the tackle. That's the 30-metre markings. So patience could be the key here. Aaron Ollett. 8 apiece, 2 tries apiece. And they're going for the drop goal from distance from Christian Bell. Not a great attempt. They had tackles up their sleeve. They could have got a lot nearer, I think.
Yeah, it's like you say, it's not the same as 13-a-side. I guess there's not going to be much kick pressure on you either, but for me, keep the ball in hand, and hopefully an opportunity will come about and you can score a try.
Movement! Come on, guys, all the way back.
I think if they'd have gone a couple more tackles towards the line and got really within range.
Absolutely. You know, not a 30-metre speculator.
Not everybody is Scott Duro of the Catalans, so if you managed to see that one from Friday night. Hull KR on the receiving end of that one, of course. And now Featherstone Rovers trying to make them pay here. Kieran Johnson grounded just inside the Hull Kingston Rovers half. Hemingway out to Perkins. Picked up by Bedis at dummy half. Not the best of passes.
Dealt with it well, though.
Very clever. The soccer skill there. Kieran Johnson. Picked up by Bedis as well. They're too far out, surely, for a drop goal. Well, they've thrown the ball away.
Tyler Heppy's come away with it.
That was not the last tackle. They must have thought it was. That was a forward pass to Peterson. Well, I don't expect the referee to have seen that, but quite why the touch judge didn't, I don't know.
Featherstone got the ball back. I was just going to say Hull KR need to be patient in possession of the ball, and they've come up with a mistake. It's the captain too.
And it should have been a penalty as well, because Peterson pushed his man there at the play of the ball. He was so annoyed with himself. And Mvadudu finds a little bit of space. Takes 3 to stop him. Bedis finds Hemingway. They're looking good here, Featherstone.
Tom Carr looking for an opening. Nice offload though.
Nat Brown with the floated pass. Well taken by Jack Bussey. Big overlap on the right-hand side. As Chris alluded to there.
Well, it is. They're very right-side dominant, Featherstone. They seem to put all their players there. And Tom Hemingway's gone for the drop goal, but He's just hooked it and
across the face of the post there for Tom Hemingway.
It was actually charged down. It was touched in flight by Hull KR, and he's given a dropout.
Well, Peterson's going off. He looks like he's carrying an injury. And I hadn't seen from our angle that was actually touched. But it's a goal line dropout. It obviously was touched in flight, as you say. And this is a chance to really turn the screw a little bit, although that's a terrific goal line dropout, it has to be said. Picked up by Hemingway. Now Hemingway tries to dart past the first man. It's a good tackle, that from Sharif. Lions. Lions with the offload. This is Bedis. Only about 25 metres from the line now, Jack Bedis. Lots of tackles in hand.
Go, Tom.
Back to Putty. This is Hemingway. Hemingway's going to do it. Hemingway's done it for Featherstone Rovers. And would you believe it? 8 teams contested this Rugby League Nines, and the 2 from outside Super League have got to the final. The combined Cumbrian side will meet Featherstone in the final, and Hull Kingston Rovers will play off in the plate.
Yeah.
Well, wow. Would you believe it?
I was going to tip Tom Hemingway up to be the one to attempt the drop goal, and he did previously, and he's come up with something even better. He's come up with a try under the posts. Great work, excellent for the championship. The fact that Featherstone have progressed to the final, and well, who'd have thought it? Cumbria and Featherstone.
Well, that makes for an absolutely terrific final for Premier Sports viewers. Look at Hemingway go there, burst through. It was a big gap. Took a bit of a risk actually diving for the line like that, but Tommy Hemingway, cheeky chappy, half-back, has won it in golden point extra time for Featherstone Rovers. So Featherstone against Cumbria in the final.
Thank you very much, Sean Martin. It's been a nice surprises again. First time we've seen it go to the extra time, and the underdogs have made their name again.
Yeah, Hull KR came out strong early on. A great offload by George Griffin. Dave Scott winning for the first of his 2 tries. But, you know, Featherstone, they just keep hanging in there. Obviously, they've got the confidence from beating Wigan in their first game, and they really did kick on, and Tom Hemingway getting the winning try in the golden point extra time. They're really happy, but they have to settle down now. It's not the final that we probably thought we'd get at the beginning of the evening, but, you know, what do the bookies know?
It's certainly going to be an interesting final, isn't it? But the plate final before that, is it better to win the plate final or be the losers in the final?
I don't know. That's a tough one, really, because at the end of the day, you like success. But I think if you ask most coaches, they wouldn't be in the final with a chance of, you know, winning the big prize. But if you, as I always say, if you don't get that, then you have to refocus, reset your goals, and go for a new goal.
Well, it's not just the Rugby League Nines trophy that we've got here tonight, but also another very special competition. The fastest man in Rugby League and one of the contenders here, Jamal Chisholm. How are you feeling ahead of the race?
A bit nervous, to be honest. I only found out today that we're doing it because Ben Jones-Bishop was supposed to be doing it, but I think he's got a little knock at training, so they've told me today that I'm a bit nervous.
Well, you're certainly used to it. You've run it a couple of times before. We thought it was actually mind games. I'll do it. No, I won't. Yeah, I'll do it.
A bit nervous. Well,
it wasn't mind games.
No.
I thought you'd be kind of reserving your energy, but you've already played out here. The conditions all right for you?
Yeah, they're decent, yeah. The ground's a bit soft. I've got study boots for it, so those are great.
All the very best to Jamal and all the runners in that race a little bit later on. Let's get to the plate final and go back to commentary. Dave and Chris.
Yeah, you'll see that sprint final in between the 2 finals. This is the plate final. It's Wakefield against Warrington.
Come on, mate.
And the kick-off from Warrington. A tester for the Wakefield defence.
Both
these sides, sorry to labour this point, but both these sides would have expected not to be playing in the plate, wouldn't they? You know, they would have expected to win their opening game.
They would, and they're not, unfortunately. We've seen some really impressive displays from Cumbria, and I'm going to stop saying the word shock because Cumbria were last year's finalists, obviously, and Featherstone have looked as good as anything I've seen so far today. I think it's just testament to some very talented teams here today. The fact that these two aren't in the cup, and obviously Wigan are already out of the plate and stuff. So yeah, it's been really competitive.
Well, there was a forward pass in the last play, but the referee didn't spot it, so Wakefield have managed to hang on to the ball. And that's brilliant play from the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats, and streaking away for probably the fastest try of the night. Wakefield in, and they've managed to improve that as well. I think they got a bit lucky earlier in the play, because for me there was a definite forward pass, and there was also a lot of pace shown and some real quality in that move.
It was young Jack Anderson, I think, that just sort of managed to create that overlap. Good skill and great pace from the winger there.
Yeah, Sam Fletcher wearing the number 7 shirt. And then Dale Morton with the conversion. They've just gone for the straightforward drop goal conversion. From not the best of angles, it was kicked very well, and that's an early lead. Very early lead for the Wildcats. I think I made that was possibly just about 60 seconds on the clock. So Warrington, first time with ball in hand. Jack Cooper in possession.
Wait.
Hume waits at dummy half. This is Goulding.
Release! Make it on the left, make it. Go.
Hume again. Little offload to Burke. He in turn finds Danny Bridge. Bridge held up close to the line. Oh, and darting for the line. Liam Hume from dummy half has scored. And if they go for the 2 here, they'll equal it at 6 apiece. So we've had 2 very quick-fire tries, Chris Norman.
We have come completely different to the last time Warrington played. That close game against Wigan. Quite easy from dummy half in the end for Hume. Wakefield couldn't quite get the markers set and capitalised on that. We'll see it again. Anderson's left on the floor. I think there's already a Wakefield player out of play, and Hume managed to crash over.
So comfortable. It was Goulding who converted. It's 6 apiece, and it's Wakefield who are back in possession from the restart. Restarting on the halfway with the tap. That's a lovely little kick there. Really good kick, and an opportunity perhaps for Fletcher to get another try. The referee says play on. Wasn't handled, hacked on with the foot, and it's another try.
Well, end-to-end stuff. Again, it was well worked on the left side. They created the overlap, but this time they decided to slide the ball in behind the winger. They brought the winger up, put it in behind, and he showed a lot of composure to finish that one there.
Well, scarcely time to draw breath in this one. It's a power play. Liam Kay takes it, hands off his man and scores. It's an 8-pointer. An 8-pointer for Wakefield. Kay adds to the try from Fletcher. No sooner had Warrington hit back to square it at 6 apiece than they find themselves, Chris, trailing by 8.
Pretty good. It's quick turnaround, you know, end-to-end stuff, and it's really exciting to watch. There you just see lots of composure shown there, and he didn't panic under pressure there from Brooke Broughton. So nice finish.
Nice finish, and no question, referee got that one spot on. No question of a knock on there. So it's Warrington in possession.
Lily Crop in and Jimmy when
on the previous play. This is Burke with the offload to Jack Cooper.
2, stand.
Get him across so we can get these changes in, mate.
Hume waits, and Hume gets the ball, finds Burke, and then crashing onto it, Brooke Broughton.
Move up.
3.
Did well to recover their poise there. Burke finds Bridge. Oh, Bridge, that's a great ball. Now, can they get in at the corner?
Play on.
The ball from Burkitt turned back inside, but they've lost it at Warrington.
Nice scramble from Wakefield, just getting numbers around the ball there, and they come up with it. I don't know if there's the case of possibly getting the jerseys mixed up, because they look very similar from up here, don't they?
Yes, of course.
2, move.
They're
white, Warrington, white.
They're predominantly white, both of them, aren't they?
Predominantly white, yeah. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm a little colourblind, but
no, it's not the easiest. It's not the biggest contrast of the night for sure. I think they made sure in the early stages that there was a massive contrast. pink ball just bounces down in front of us in the commentary gantry. It's a good chase from Kay. The ball had too much legs there.
In 10. Bring it in 10.
Got to move in the 10 metres.
Play it there.
And Hallowell to play the ball.
One.
That's fair. Almost up to the Wakefield 40 metres. Warrington in possession. And that's Cooper.
Round 2. Release. Go. Number off. Work, Raz. Work.
Hume finds Goulding. Goulding in turn to Burke. And they run around, and this is Saltonstall.
3. Stand. Make the line. Go. Turn it up.
Flirting with Jordan Burke. Warrington in possession. Straighten up.
4.
Move into the 20. They're trailing here by 8 points. We've got just over 60 seconds to the break. It's Hume who scored Warrington's only try so far.
5 and last.
From dummy half again. This is the last tackle though. Hume once more. And then finds Goulding. Not the best of kicks that from Bobby Jr.
1. Release.
Wakefield collect.
All the way to.
They managed to hold on to the ball, cling on to it. Just outside their own goal line.
Yeah, they'll be happy that they dealt with that there.
2. Stand.
Inside kick from Bobby Goulding there. Well read on the inside by Wakefield, and coming away. A bit high, that tackle, I think.
Yeah, high tackle. Ref saw it. He's given the penalty. Won't be too many plays left in this first half. Possibly just one. Maybe a kick over the top. Who knows? 12 seconds to go.
Be happy to run the clock out. I think 10 seconds.
Play on.
No, offload.
Off we go.
1. Release.
Well, that is the half-time hooter. The play had started, will continue. That is it at the break. And Wakefield have a handsome 8-point lead, courtesy of hitting back at 6-all almost immediately and then converting the power play. And it just shows, you know, when you can turn 4 points into 8, massive advantage.
It is. It's been proven so far that if you show a bit of composure and you're well set up on your power plays, then you can really capitalise. I think it just going back to the previous game when they were really keen for kicking the drop goal, it just proves how easy it is to score points when you want to, basically.
Glenn Morrison just trying to spur on Wakefield. 7.5 minutes to go. Right, they don't concede.
Make sure we're working hard here, boys.
Make sure we're working hard, says Glenn Morrison. Retired as a player during this season. A number of injuries. What a great player he was, though, in his prime, Glenn Morrison.
A couple of changes. I think I saw James Davey coming on there, who's really sharp, and he's actually dual reg for Sheffield Eagles. We played against him last Friday. Really quick and agile player.
Now James Davies, the number 6. You want to look out for him, the number 6 for Wakefield Trinity. And it's Wakefield who will get us underway in this second period. Matty Wild is kicking. It is a great kick, isn't it? It was well fielded, in fairness, by Danny Birkin. Let's give him some credit too. We have seen some great skills.
Release. Hold it, hold. Wait. Too early, 4.
Warrington giving the ball a little bit of air, but it goes to ground. Clearly went forward.
I think he saw open spaces there and he just forgot to take the ball with him.
It was Saltonstall
Take it back.
on the right flank. Couldn't take the ball in. It's a disappointment for the Warrington Wolves. More grist to the mill for the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats. 8 points the margin. They don't have to score again necessarily. Wakefield, if they're confident in their defence. That was Slater on that last drive. And they've had some joy down the right-hand side. That's Dale Morton.
Hold 3. Stand. Wait.
Still 3 tackles to go. Wakefield.
Nice
There's an opportunity for Slater. It was a great line, wasn't it? Didn't quite have the legs or the strength to get to the line. Ryan Wright, and then from close range, I think they've burrowed over. Wakefield have scored again. It's 18-6, and you'd have to say it's probably the game to the Wildcats. It looks like they might be about to take out the final of the plate. Ryan Wright, the scorer. They'll just go for the two. Delmore will attempt the drop kick conversion. Looks grim now for Warrington.
It does. If he knocks this over, it's going to take the gap to 14 points, and that's a long way back for Warrington. Even, you know, although we, you know, never write a Warrington side off, I'm sure they've got points in them still.
Well, he did well there, Ryan Wright. Another look at that. Great strength. Right, the number 4. Warrington now with Saltonstall. Actually, just looking to pick a hole in the Wakefield defence.
Move! Make it on the right, make
Wakefield
it. Stand up.
shocked by Cumbria in the quarter-finals. But good value for what is now surely victory in the plate final. Unless Warrington can score now, well, not like that, because they have lost the ball.
Yeah, Ben Helliwell just made a little error there. Nice work from Anderson, offload.
Well, that was superb from him. Here's Fletcher. He's overturned. And that will be a penalty. James Davey here. I don't think there was too much doubt beyond the horizontal there. Sam Fletcher scored the first 2 tries for the Wildcats in this plate final. All's worked out to Fletcher again. It's not a bad option because he's got pace. The hooker's behind him, and in the end it's left to Brooke Broughton to knock the ball behind for a goal line dropout. He was chasing his hat-trick, I think, there. Warrington will have to try for the skinny restart. Might have worked. Oh, referee says play on, and Wakefield have won it now. Liam Kay gets the score. Initially, I don't know whether there was some doubt in the referee's mind. Boot knocked on there. He decided it was a Warrington hand that had touched the ball. Wakefield comfortably, convincingly, they're going to be the plate final.
Yeah, I think the referee got it spot on. Actually, it was a Warrington hand that got it forward. Went for the short restart, and it didn't quite work out for them. And it's certainly a long way back now. 3 minutes 20 seconds to go. Mountain to climb.
I strongly suspect, Chris, there'll be no way back, will there, for Warrington. I have to say, Wakefield have played very well in this final. That hasn't quite got the legs. Here we are. Here's the replay. The skinny restart. They needed to regain possession, didn't they? And a comfortable try. And under 3 minutes to go. Warrington do have the possession with Bobby Goulding.
Move! All the way on the right.
Seems odd saying that, doesn't it? And then not looking down there and seeing a sort of nippy, cheeky scrum half, but seeing a sort of rangy.
Dad was a great player, wasn't he?
He was a great player, yeah. And the referee said play on, and Warrington are going to score a try here. And everybody stopped for the knock on.
Has he given the try?
No, he hasn't. He's changed his mind.
Well, he's had a look at his touch judge, and the touch judge has called that one, I think.
Next line, boys, next line. Play it there.
Obviously it came off, I think, Warrington's number 15 there, Danny Bridge, younger brother of Chris.
Move! Back in, back in.
Well, they took their time, the officials, to get the right decision, but the right decision they got. Early kick, and a real chase there. That is Bobby Goulding, the aforementioned, to try to chase that, and he hasn't got to it. Wakefield have pounced there, but a knock on. Turnover.
Play it there. Go.
A minute and 43 seconds remaining.
Here it is, here it is.
But there would need to be a lot longer than that for Warrington to have a route back into this plate final.
2, stand. All the way on the left, 8.
Work hard, boys, work hard.
Bridge, who was tackled. This is Broughton. Saltonstall puts the ball down. Not happy with himself there.
Yeah, he'd already come in, and Brooke Broughton decided to pass him the ball. He should have just held his shape there and stayed outside Brooke.
Wait for it. Play it. Go.
So here's the turnover. Wakefield.
One, move!
Just take no chances, really, into the last minute. Slight fumble from Wildey.
Nice kick to space. There's his hat-trick coming up.
If he takes it in, and he does. Sam Fletcher with the hat-trick in this plate final. And that caps a great night for him. He's certainly one of the players to possibly think about in terms of player of the tournament. And that's what they're playing for, the plate, the silver salver. This is a kick that we don't really need to see, in the sense that it won't make any difference whatsoever to the outcome. But here we go, Dale Morton, a real flapper. We've got 4 seconds. I don't think we'll have the restart. It's Wakefield. Well, we will have the restart. Warrington will try to score a try, but the referee then blows the whistle, and it's over. And the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats have won the plate final. And on the night, Chris Thorman, convincing winners of that trophy.
They're one of the most impressive displays this evening. At our highest score yet as well, 28 points.
Yep, 28-6.
Really nicely executed plays, and the winger that scored the hat-trick,
Sam Fletcher.
Sam Fletcher staying nice and composed. You know, those opportunities need to be finished, and he did that out there. So well done, Sam.
So Wakefield have won it convincingly. They are the plate final winners. Back to Natalie.
We've had 9 very exciting games. We've got 1 game left. Wakefield are our plate winners, but who will be the Rugby League 9 final winners for 2012, and who will be the fastest man? We'll find out after this very short break.